So, welcome back to the video, and just sitting here, relaxing, chilling, maybe chat for an hour, maybe two. We'll see what happens. But it's a Friday night. I have a decent amount of stuff I need to get to, but I figure I would, while stuff is being transferred from my camcorder to the computer, I'll do just a bit of streaming while that's happening, and I'll wait for that anyway. So, anyone who sees after the fact, hope you're doing well. And if I don't see you, hope you have a good weekend, safe weekend. And we'll go from there. Nothing specific or special talk about in this stream, just random like usual. Manny, DJ, Boomstick, Samuel, Caleb, hello everybody. Luis, hello there. Jackie, hello there. Hope everyone's doing okay. Jonathan, I'm doing okay. Hope you're doing well. Kyle, sorry to hear that. Hope you're doing better. Danpool made a Wolverine fan film. Interesting. How long is that one? TOTM Productions, hey there. Hope you're doing well, man. Luis, that's cool. Glad you had a good birthday. But yeah, that Danpool Spider-Man fan film, which I reviewed. For those who haven't seen it, feel free to check out that review if you want. I liked it. I liked that fan film. That was really good. Alistair, hello there. Oppenheimer, haven't seen. Premiere, hey there. Alter Ego, hello there. Manny, that's actually a request I got to talk about that, so I'll leave my thoughts for that video, which I'll upload sometime soon in a few days. 7 to 9 minutes, gotcha. Cool. Hey there, DJ Mexicano. Thank you, Luis. I thank you for the kind words. Oh, thank you, guys. Yeah, this year I just put this on randomly. Oh well, thank you, Caleb. Wow, first in the night. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hi, man, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great night. Matt, what are your thoughts on Elijah Wood and which Lord of the Rings theatrical or extended? Um, Neither, because I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan. That's an example of films like someone was asked me before, films that you don't like but you don't think are bad films. Those Lord of the Rings is a perfect example. I do not think they're bad films. They're just not my cup of tea. I just don't really like watching them. Don't I watch them? I have seen them, but it's just not my cup of tea. Elijah Wood, I liked as an actor, but for other movies, I liked him in The Faculty. I liked him in the Maniac remake. I thought that was a pretty good remake. Like I said, The Faculty was good. I like what was it? Cooties, the horror comedy he was in. He starred in. I actually like that one. So I like some of the projects he's done. Back to the Day, wasn't he in the Good Son? Macaulay Culkin. I thought that was pretty good. So I like him as an actor. I like him in quite a few stuff. I think Lord of the Rings just not my cup of tea. But like I said, the Maniac remake, The Faculty, The Good Son, Cooties, among other stuff. I did like him in those. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I enjoy that film. So I do like Elijah Wood, just not for that stuff. I don't know anything about Ice T's wife. Do you watch Batman fan films? Haven't seen a lot of them. Drew and Josh and General Obvious, hello there. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Jonathan Warden, hello there. Oh yeah, a lot of people talking about the shirt. Thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't even think about it, but I guess it actually made sense since Halloween, October, I should say, is right around the corner. Didn't even do that on purpose. Uh, hey, Matt, we'll watch Stream 3. Cool. Just don't watch the extended work print. Samuel, I'll choose La Bamba. Chess Titans. I don't know anything about Chess Titans. Josh, I don't know what you want me to say about your brother's marriage. I mean, I'm not a counselor. Manny, I did do a playthrough on Spider-Man for PS4. I did have a playthrough. It's still up. Overall, I enjoyed it. If you want to know more, feel free to watch that playthrough. Wolfram number one, hello there. Oh yeah, the stuff is behind me. That's true. That is true. That was a nice gift right there. Rest in peace to Larry Cohen, the director of that movie. Tim Curry roles that I love. Pennywise, his bit in National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1, Clue, to name a few. No, I'm not a fan of the Prowler. I don't care about Saw X. Why should I? People ask me about these new films. I asked, why should I care? Yep, Chocolate Chip Charlie in that. Yep, and the stuff. Oh, Chocolate Chip Charlie. Godzilla 2014, I think sucks. Deep Car, the original isn't my cup of tea. I actually prefer the remake with Stallone. I think that's one of Stallone's more underrated films, honestly. Slumber Party Master 1, it's okay. I had fun with it. It's just short, barely an hour long, so it's not too long. The Flintstones or the Jetsons, I didn't watch much of either, honestly. Nope, never played the Miles Morales game. How is Fabio doing? I don't know. Go ask him. How am I doing? I'm doing okay, Michael. I don't care what James Cameron says. He'll say one thing and then 5 years later he'll nothing happens. I don't believe anything he says. Don't believe it until it's actually out. Alice, I would choose Urban Legend. Plus, James Cameron's full of shit anyway, so fuck him. Love his movies, but he's full of shit. Do I like the first three Return of the Living Dead films? I could watch them. The first one's the best. No, you don't need an R-rated King Kong film. It's not needed. I'd probably rather live in the Jetsons world, which is all the future stuff. Batman Beyond season three. Nah, I haven't seen that one. Oh, thank you, Caleb, once again. Wow, being generous. Thank you so much, man. Which Phoenix Brothers movies do you like better, River Phoenix or Joaquin Phoenix? Well, that's not really fair because River Phoenix didn't really get a chance to really explode because he passed away so early. And of the films he was in, I mean, the big part in Indiana Jones Last Crusade was great. I like Stand By Me. I like the first half of Explorers, but the second half blows ass. Joaquin Phoenix, I probably choose because I like Joker. I like 8 millimeter. There's a few others with him, and he's just had more opportunities to work. So I guess he had more opportunities. Sally, because River Phoenix Sally passed away way too soon. Way too soon. It's a shame though. Where's the Cobra poster? It's over there. The Thing Called Love. I've never seen it. Funny bad slasher films. Don't Go in the Woods from the 80s. That's a pretty funny bad one. Don't Go in the Woods. Don't go in the woods tonight, you will be killed. They cut you up in little pieces. Yeah. Joaquin Phoenix was an 8 millimeter with Nicolas Cage. Good movie. Good underrated film. Twilight 8 millimeter. It's a good one. Favorite Stallone film, Matt? Luis, you know that by now. Rambo First Blood Part 2. American History X. Uh, Decent drama, good performances. That one that's easy to watch time and time and time again. Okay, sorry, I have to make sure these videos are working, so you probably don't hear. All right, just make sure these videos came out because I'm transferring videos as I'm doing this too. That one works. That one works. Okay, let's say so far so good. So, all right, just needing to make sure on that because I'm transferring footage as I'm doing this. Oh, thank you, Glenn. Thank you so much for that. Too bad never got Stallone's Hunter for last Rambo film, Predator type film. Yeah, I agree. That would have been interesting to see instead of the boring ass fifth film we got. But Stallone had that out there, the idea, and the internet took a shit on it. That's really what happened. Oh, that's stupid. It's too unrealistic. You're jumping the shark. Come on, Stallone. Don't do that. So, to be fair, he did listen to the public, and instead we got a boring ass fifth film. Hi, everyone in the chat, Josh and everybody else. So, yeah, Sally, I mean, I guess that's what you get for listening to the people. Uh, could have been a cool idea. And instead, we get a boring as shit fucking Rambo 5. So, go figure. But yeah, Hunter just by itself, even without the Rambo moniker, would have been nice to see. But Sally, that will never be the case. It'll never be the case because Stallone is getting to almost 80 years old, which is true. He's getting to be almost 80 years old. And, how much more can he do this? I mean, I don't need a Cliffhanger 2. I don't need a Demolition Man 2 nowadays. How old is Stallone? 77 or so? 76, 78? He's somewhere around there. So Hunter was a novel, which was pretty much if Predator was in the snow. He's been wanting to do that forever. He thought maybe I could put into a Rambo movie. He put that idea out to the internet and they took a shit on it. So he said, okay, fine, I won't do it. Instead, we got Rambo Last Blood, which was, hey, you seen Taken? What if it was in Mexico? And what if it sucked? So, Rambo Last Blood. And it sucked. Someone asked my favorite 80s action film. I mean, Aliens and Rambo First Blood Part 2. I do like Daylight. I think the people he's saving are assholes, but I like Stallone himself. I like the action sequences. I like that Stallone was in a survival movie. I like the Poseidon Adventure. Hello there, Brian Sanchez, Rogerio, or Roger, I should say, Barbosa. Hello there. Fuck Demolition Man 2. It's too late. But yeah, I always like Daylight. Handcrafting something, I would love to learn, but I don't know anything about it. If I could, I would make like a Chance Boudreaux hard target Van Damme figure, but I know nothing about that. Have you seen a new breed of criminal? Only in Cobra. You need a new breed of cop. I love Cobra. Cobra is one of my favorites. Love Cobra. With Sally, that film disappointed at the box office, and thus there's no sequels, which is too bad. But yeah, I always like Daylight. It's just the people he's saving are dickheads. unappreciative dickheads. So I feel sorry for Stallone even more. I live in one. Hello there. A Glockenspiel. I don't know what the hell that is. Sorry. So, but yeah, Cobra's a great one, and I do like Daylight. But oh, hey there, Rob Kiersey. Hello there. Had a comment. Halloween 2 is my favorite. Cobra is probably my favorite Stallone movie, and Daylight is underrated. I agree with all three. How you doing, Rob? How's it going? How's everything? Nah, Dark Goldust. I haven't played any of those instruments. Alter Ego, I would say The Flash is worse. Staying Alive, I don't think is a good movie. Not at all. And again, if you wonder what I'm doing, I'm putting footage, transferring from one to the other. So that's what I'm doing. If you're wondering, what the hell is he going over here for off screen? And that's what that noise is. So try and do two things at the same time. There we go. So I got that. Get over there. No, I didn't see the comment on Batman. You just got done watching Green Goblin's Last Stand. I really enjoyed it. Dan Pusor looks like Tom Holland. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that, and yeah, Green Goblins. Yeah, it's pretty good for a fan film. It was a nice surprise. I liked it. It was entertaining. Like the usage of the aliens score as well. So yeah, if you like fan films that are charming and there's that '90s cheap but that '90s charm aesthetic, Green Goblin's Last Stand's worth a look. It's for free. Playing some Doom Eternal, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. I have it. I still haven't played it because I haven't had time. No, I got Mellow Yellow in the fridge. Not right now here. A big budget fan film there was Spider-Man Lotus, and it was a piece of shit. It cost over $100,000, and it wasn't worth a dime. 2 hour fan film where Spider-Man cries for 2 hours. So I don't care about Saw X. Batman's too realistic nowadays. Um, I don't know. I like the last one. It's actually one of my favorite Batman films. $400. Okay. Yeah, they did say that. I forgot how much it cost, but yeah, $400. I forgot it was that little. So yeah, $400 compared to over $100,000, and the $400 movie was better. Go figure. Go figure. Green Goblin's Last Stand, $400. Well, Rob, Spider-Man 3, as much as I hated, actually had action. May not have liked it. This literally was Spider-Man crying for 2 hours and he trauma dumps on a terminal kid in Spider-Man Lotus. Hey kid, I know you're not going to survive to your 11th birthday, so let me tell you what's wrong with my life. I don't care about Saw X reviews. I don't care. How do you make a film for $400? Go watch the making of Green Goblin's Last Stand. They showcase it. Determination. Teen Slayer, I'll choose Darkman. Practical effects better than CG. I agree. I don't give a shit if Saw is getting good reviews. So do A24 films. I don't give a shit about them. Are you excited for Sonic 3? I have no expectations for any movie coming out. 50% Spider-Man crying, 50% establishing shots. So you've seen Spider-Man Lotus. I finished Stranglehold It will be 7 parts. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun game. It's hard boiled too with Chow Yun Fat. It's nice that Chow Yun Fat does the voice. I love when you get to unload on a shotgun. I only have 3 issues. The audio issues were annoying. The plot could have been a bit more intricate, and I forget what the third one was. But anyway, overall, it's a very fun game. Underrated PlayStation 3 game, Stranglehold. If you like Max Payne, if you like Hard Boiled, the movie, it's worth a play. Or to watch a playthrough. Doesn't have to be mine, like, it could be anybody's. But I like it. But I've completed, it'll be 7 parts. Tony Scott, I put over Ridley Scott. Well, thank you, man. Well, I think Chow Yun Fat agreed to it because he didn't have to shoot any guns. He just had to do voice work. But thank you, Glenn. I appreciate it, man. Hey, Matt, Stallone had a lot of films that India made. Working with John Carpenter could have been interesting. Stallone wanted to make type of film. Dead to Rights Retribution. I haven't heard of that one. The only Dead to Rights I know is the one for PlayStation 2. But yeah, there's a lot of movies Stallone didn't get made. There's a ton of them. Stallone was going to be in that Jackie Chan film Hidden Strike, but I forget it was Creed or one of those movies he had to do. Creed 2, maybe. Creed 2. So instead, John Cena was in that film with Jackie Chan. Uh, there was the Exterminator, not, what was it? The film with him and Cynthia Rothrock. I forget what the movie was going to be called. And it was going to be like a vigilante, I think, type of character. I wish Jack Craven was in here. He would know it. The Dam, which either was going to be a cliffhanger sequel, but then it was going to be its own thing. The Dam, which was an actual movie, took place at the Hoover Dam. That was one. Of course, Hunter being one. There was the Gale Force. Pretty much if Die Hard was during a hurricane, that would have been cool to see. Yeah, Death Wish. Yeah, Stallone wanted to do a remake of Death Wish, and that didn't end up going. The Executioner. Thank you, Alex. By the way, hi there, Alex. Yes, The Executioner. I forgot William Friedkin was going to do that too. But yeah, The Executioner. I think Cynthia Rothrock was going to co-star. Thank you. The Executioner was the name. And then there was the what was the movie? It's on tip of my tongue. The one, I mean, Roland Emmerich. Why can't I remember the name? What was it? Isobar. I got it. Yeah, Isobar. I did see it before I saw your comment, Alex, but thank you. Yeah, Isobar, of course. I wish Isobar was made. Roland Emmerich, early Caracol production, James Belushi, Tim Basinger, sci-fi horror monster movie, Rick Baker doing the makeup effects of this plant creature that sucked the water out of people. So pretty much how crazy, gory makeup effects, monsters, creatures, all that stuff we could have had. Fatalis, that's another one about the saber-tooth tigers. No, instead we get fucking Avenging Angelo. I haven't seen Fubar. Have not been requested. Hey there, everyone. The Liber cast, everyone haven't been requested Fubar. Have not been requested Expendables 4. So for those wondering, I have not seen the film. No one has requested it. So unless that happens, I've never seen it. Because I don't give a shit. High Roller, yeah, I remember hearing about that. The Casino one. Things like Dire and Casino. Jackie Chan's First Strike, yeah, I did like it. Stallone did a remake Dirty Harry. It's called Cobra. Yeah, Avenging Angela is a bad fucking movie. Yes, Shadow Company, John Carper, Kurt Russell. No, no one's requested Expendables 4. My favorite Tupac movie? What new developments are you talking about with Tupac? What do you mean by in a lot of new developments with Tupac? What do you mean by that? Return of the Living Dead 3 was the most horrifying film you saw? Jim Sturgis, I don't know who that is. Hello there, Miguel. Underrated John Carpenter film? What would be called underrated? In the Mouth of Madness? Would that be underrated? The arrest has been made in Tupac's murder case. Now, is that actually him, or are they passing the buck and saying, "Fuck it, we're tired of these people bitching about it. Now here's an arrest." I don't know anything about it, so I would have to look into it to know anything about it. I haven't been on the internet at all today, so Tupac's shooter has been arrested. Go figure. Touch and Go. I don't think I've seen that. The person who got beat up in the appointment was arrested. Huh. Interesting. He admitted to it, doing it in several interviews. Hmm. Well, why would he admit to it when he knew that could get him caught? Unless someone, I don't know. Seems weird. I don't know who that is, Cam. The morning after, I haven't seen. Oh, no problem. Yeah. I thought that Theme review was up, but guess it wasn't, so I re-uploaded it. So now it's up. First, Rob Zombie's Halloween's not that bad. You're right. It's worse. It's garbage. Jim Sturgis was the lead owl and then. Okay, I barely remember Jim Sturgis. Guy Pearce, I like him. Uh, it's not always in good movies. Okay. Footage of the suspect publicly talking about his involvement in Tupac's murder. Well, there you go. Craze, I haven't seen. Oh, hey, Silver Wings, how you doing, man? I didn't see you in there. How's it going? Hope your week, well, hope your day's going well. Yeah, I didn't mind the time machine with Guy Pearce. Oh, no problem. I lived in one. You have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping by. I understand, man. You have a good night, man. You always been cool. Nice guy. Oh, thank you, Dark Gold Dust. Ah, just got here. Cool. Uh, you mean the machinist with Christian Bale, or do you mean the mechanic with Johnny? I'm doing okay. Candid Camera, I vaguely remember. I vaguely remember. What's worse, Rob Zombie's Halloween or Halloween Ends? Halloween Ends is worse. Riley O'Brien, I don't really talk a lot of those details, but reasonable. I'll say that. Something reasonable. Not like 2 cents or $1, reasonable. Hey there, Kevin. Guy Ritchie nowadays, indifferent. Did I like The Nightmare Before Christmas? Sure. Did it rain by you? A little bit. Death Machine got delayed. Well, it seems like everything's getting delayed. The Machine's Christian Bale, good performance. He got himself thinner than Ally McBeal in it. Godzilla 2000 design, pretty ugly design. Ripley's Believe It or Not, Jack Palance. I didn't watch that one. Riley, no problem, man. Atlanta is just reasonable and not like, here's $1, here's 5 movies. What? Bad movies with likable characters. Alien Covenant sucks, but I like Danny McBride in it. Should have been the lead, honestly, and a better movie, but I hate Alien Covenant, but Danny McBride was pretty decent. Favorite James Earl Jones performance? James Earl Jones? I don't know, I have to think about it. I didn't watch I don't didn't Toxic Avenger, I don't care about a new one. I don't give a shit. Why remake Edward Scissorhands? Want my $2? Yeah, like Better Off Dead. Want my $2? Do you like Prince and David Bowie? Sure. If he wore a Freddy glove, which version? I don't know the details of difference. No, Riley O'Brien, thank you, man. I appreciate the kindness. Thank you, Riley. Which it makes me think of the commercial that was like around O'Reilly Auto Parts. Should they remake the Prowler? No, make new films. Dead Presidents wasn't my cup of tea. Paul Simon, he's fine. Favorite slasher villain weapon? Chainsaw, although in real life, using that would be a pain in the ass. Uh, Glorious Beard, thank you. Oh yeah, yeah. People are still talking about the shirt. Yeah, I didn't even do this on purpose. Because October's right. I didn't even do it. I just put it on. I guess it fits. What time is it here? It's 7:49 p.m. Charlie. Better Shredder actor. I'll go with the first movie, first Ninja Turtles movie. Freddy. My favorite look is Elm Street 4. The probably is a boring slasher. I agree with you. A modern movie about Lon Chaney, the actor who could play him. I don't know. I don't. I don't know if I. I think I used to have a review of In the Name of the King too. I don't know if it's still up. I'd take Chris Tucker over Kevin Hart. Hey there, Aragorn. The Road Warrior is better than Fury Road. Worst action movie of the 2000s? I don't know. My favorite Bruce Willis movie is Die Hard. Favorite Michael Myers kill? I mean, the shotgun death in Halloween 4 is pretty cool. I like the death in Halloween 2 because I like the girl, her shoes fall off. That little thing they added. Alien 3 is shit or garbage. Isn't that the same thing? Uh, Traps. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, get away. Nah, I don't know what happened to it. Unless I put footage in it and YouTube blocked it, which is why I don't put footage in anymore. Top 3 horror movies from the past 10 years. I don't know. I'd have to think about it for a bit. I don't care what people are saying about Saw X. A24 films get good reviews too. Good reviews don't mean shit to me. People talked up that film Talk to Me wasn't worth a fucking sweat off my balls. Talk to Me. More like talk to my ass. That movie was lame. And what the fuck people were talking about with that movie. Talk to Me. Wasn't much shit and I got good reviews. I don't give a fuck if a movie gets good reviews. I think for myself. Most overrated horror franchise? I don't know. Some of these questions, I don't know the answer to it. So, an interview with Rob Zombie recently, he had problems working with the producer on the first movie, which I believe he intentionally made the second bad to get out of his contract. Well, bravo to him because he succeeded and wasted people's time. I guess I'll pick John Cusack. I don't care about Celeste. Hey, Metaport Shop Express, it's been a while. How you been, man? It's been a long while. I haven't seen you on here anywhere. How is it going, sir? It's been a while. It's been a while. How are you doing, man? The Exorcist trailer was the funniest thing I've seen all year. You can't say that or people will be pissed at you. They'll call you a hater. What age did you realize you had a passion for films? I don't know, I guess 7, 8. What prompted you to open your YouTube channel? 2007, 2006. I saw the Angry Nintendo Nerd and the guys at Dead Pit doing videos, different reasons. I found out what YouTube was. I'm like, let me try this out. But hey there, Cody McKenzie. I haven't seen you on here. Cheers. Big fan of the channel. You are right on the money with the shitty Rob Zombie Halloween films. I call him now Robert Cummings, emphasis on the come. Well, thank you, Cody. I haven't, yeah. Welcome. Welcome to the horror show, the shit show known as my channel. Welcome. Nice to meet you. Yes, John Carter's The Fiend is better than Talk to Me. Yes. My favorite Dolph Lundgren film is I Come in Peace. Worst one, I don't remember what the fuck it was called now. I had it in my head. I don't remember what it was called. IGN is good walkthroughs, but the reviews are questionable. I like Silent Night, Deadly Night too. Sloppy Joes, I'm not a fan of them. It's 1:53 in the morning in the UK. Cool. I don't use much of BitChute. It doesn't work well. Very glitchy. My favorite remake, John Carpenter's The Thing or The Blob from 1988. Thank you, Riley. If they made a Halloween movie set in the city, I don't care. They've no more Halloween stuff. Just let it go. Why is it so hard? Let it go. I know money. A $10 super chat? Let me check. Did I miss it? If so, I apologize. Um, that's Flying V. Whoops. Shit. It only has 5 here. It has, because on the start it shows. Yeah, I'll even show them again because I have to scroll. There's Caleb 1, Caleb 2, Glenn 3, Glenn 4, and you're 5. Did anyone else see it and I missed it? So did anyone else see that and I just missed it? Sorry, I just don't want to miss it because I if someone sent that, then the least I could do is ask. Nope, I didn't see it. Um, Sorry, folks. Just 1 second. What did YouTube fucking not show it? It's not October yet. No kidding. Yeah, I know it's not October yet. Hey, TYM Productions. How I'm doing okay. How you doing? I didn't see any $10 super chat. Yeah, no one saw it, so I don't know what the fuck happened. Yeah, no one else saw it either. So what the hell did YouTube do? Yeah, no one else saw it, so I don't know. That $2 one went through, but I don't see another one. Hey there, Krisha T. How you doing? I'm doing okay. Yeah, no one else saw it, so I don't know what's going on. Give me a video shop. Give me a video shop over Netflix any day. Doing good, mate. Still watch your channel. Old school, my friend. Thank you, man. I'm glad you're doing good. Been a while. It's been a while. Glad you're doing good, though, man. As you see, nothing has changed. Just be spitballing it yet again. Lethal Enforcers I never played. Hey, Onion Hat, I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Just going through favorite Vincent Price performance. Oops, sorry. I don't know. The Property of a Lady, which was going to be the third James Bond. The what? With Timothy Dalton? That sounds vaguely familiar. I'm not a fan of Steve Martin's Pink Panther movies. Has Been Hotel Trailer? No. Oh, hey, Uncle Bill, how you doing, man? How's it going, sir? You want to come on? Have him come on, force him to do Skin him a ring. God damn it! And seriously, how's it going, man? How you doing tonight, sir? It's Friday night. How's it going? Hope everything's going okay. Hope your weekend will be a safe one. How you doing, man? Now I'm just talking with the chat, spitballing. See what Tom, Saw X is getting good reviews. That's all been a lot of the chat, and I don't care. Nah, I'm not going to catfish you and skin him a ring. But do you want to hop on, man? Let me know. If not, I don't blame you. Because hey, last minute, I'm busy. Michael, I haven't talked to. He's very busy, Michael Keane. He works like 40, 50, he works like 50, 60 hours a week. I don't care about Saw X. I don't care that's getting good reviews. I don't care. Scream 6 got good reviews. And I thought the movie was terrible, in my opinion. Scream 6, I hated. So I don't care that Saw X is getting good reviews. It doesn't interest me. Well, yeah, they're doing Prey 2 because it's an Emmy nominated movie. You didn't know that, Mega Pork Chop Express? Prey was nominated for an Emmy Award for Best Movie and Best Actress and Best Director. Look it up. Yeah, a ton of Emmy Award nominations. So that means it's a great movie, I guess. Cicely Strong, I don't know why she's not a breakout movie star. Yeah, what's wrong with having an Aliens poster? Has anyone mentioned Saw? It's getting good reviews. I don't think anyone's mentioned it yet. That's true. That is true. Critters 2 or Ghoulies 2? Oh, that's tough. I like both. That's tough. Ghoulies 2 or Critters 2? Hmm. Cobra was the poster before. Hey, Yellow Doe, hope you're doing well. Oh, Uncle Bill, that's something to ask you about. The Halloween TV rights and all that stuff. That's an interesting piece of news. If you're still in here, could ask you via chat. Someone had sent me that request, so I'll have a video of that up soon. It's how stop milking Michael Myers, but they don't continue anyway. But yeah, from what I understand, for those who don't know, Malika Todd owns Halloween. He co-owns the movie rights with Miramax, but he solely owns the TV rights. So he's shopping around the TV rights. Miramax is bidding it, but also A24 is bidding it. So A24 might buy the TV rights of Halloween, which means if they do, that means they'll probably make a TV show, just like they're going to do this Friday the 13th TV show. Which, great. I look forward to an A24 TV show of Halloween, an A24 TV show of Friday the 13th. Oh, yeah, my favorite fucking company. Because you know how much I love A24 horror shit. You know how much I love that. I think it fucking sucks. And then the Milk Halloween more, yeah, and Friday. Oh, great. Bunch of people pontificating, I look forward to it. I really look forward to it. You see my face? You see how my face is so excited for that opportunity? I fucking love it, man. I fucking love it. So Dutch Flying V, if you're still in here, do you know what happened with that? Because what's A24? If you don't know it, congrats. You don't need to know it. A24 is the company that released Hereditary and Midsommar and these bullshit movies that I fucking hate. Fucking hate. Like every horror movie they released pisses me off. Pretentious, boring bullshit. Hereditary with the Burger King crown at the end. Midsommar where, hey, someone died by jumping off a cliff. Let's have a 10-minute fucking scene talking about a goddamn piece of paper. Because we gotta do a report. Midsommar, this fucking lady just fell off the goddamn cliff and died. Let's spend 10 fucking minutes talking about a goddamn book report. Or where the fuck it was. Killing a Sacred Deer, where the ending of the film is a bunch of fucking people are blindfolded and they're going to shoot. I'm like, take the fucking thing, shoot the guy in the face. Oh my god! And then I didn't know. Did A24 release talk to me? Sorry, I went on a tear there. Hey there, Planet Mars. No problem, man. That's Flying V because I put. Yeah, they don't like cursing. If it's cursing, they might have done something. So they do not like cursing. Oh, hey, Uncle. Oh, shit. Uncle Rad. Okay. So, oh, it's Uncle Rad now, huh? Well, actually, yeah, okay, yeah, it is. And never mind. I forgot he has two of them. Talk to me. I know people like that film. You know what I remember? Suck on a goddamn foot. That's what I remember. Stuck on a goddamn foot. It's cool if people liked it. It's cool if people liked anything. What do you fucking do? The world's still going to end by the way things are going. Let me see something. Okay, we'll see. You made Bo is Afraid sound like Eraserhead. Yeah, because it. Have you seen the film? Hey, Retro, how you doing, man? Let me do this since it might be easy to read on my computer because the phone is pretty small. Do my best. Top chat. I'm doing okay, Retro. How you doing, man? Was Quentin Tarantino involved? I said that in the review that it'd be Tarantino's favorite scene. Julie Evans, hello there. Hope you're doing well. My favorite so far in 2023 is not much. I guess Distraction 2, I guess. It's been a crappy year for movies. Tarantino's foot fetish ain't my fetish. Still a talented director. As long as you leave me alone with it. Least favorite Johnny Depp movie? I don't know. Darshow's was pretty bad. That's a pretty damn bad movie. Oh, I did get that. Thank you, man. So I'll say for you, fuck Alien 3. I think that's what he wanted to say before, but YouTube wouldn't let him. Because he said it before, but I think YouTube don't like when you curse. So I'll say this: fuck Alien 3, as he was supposed to say. Fuck Alien 3. Hashtag. Fuck. I need, please, someone, if you ever see Michael Bean, please have a shirt that says hashtag fuck Alien 3 and have him sign it, please. I think we get a kick out of it. There you go. I see it. Now it's in the chat. Which is okay. I guess because if you're paying, they won't let you say it. But if you not paying, okay. So yeah, fuck Alien 3. Holy shit! What the hell?
How are you?
We got trouble. I am doing well. How you doing, sir?
Doing good, man.
On this Friday.
So there's a lot of shit to talk about. First of all, I forgot about that toe sucking scene, and I watched that movie again recently. I was like, yeah, that might be a little bit too far out there. Yeah, maybe they could have done something else there.
Oh, by the way, thank you for the kind words on Lucas's video on the Tremors 2 thing.
Oh yeah.
It was cool. He put you in it. He put other people in it. I guess you own the warehouse at the end. So thank you for that. Because Lucas, if you ever see this,
dude,
that's
that
crazy.
was insane. Like he storyboarded the entire damn movie basically. Like that was crazy. I've never seen anybody do that before like that. So yeah, props to that guy for sure. I mean, that was some dedication. What's up, everybody? It's good to see everybody in here.
And since these disappear, thank you, John, man. Hope you're doing well, man. Happy birthday. My favorite Dumb and Dumber quote, probably when he sees the landing of the moon newspaper and he's so excited, is like, we landed on the moon. He can't understand. It's been a few decades too late. have to think about that. That's one moment that pops up. But yeah, a lot of people saying hi to you, welcome. Uh, hey, Billy
Greetings,
V, and
all.
everybody. Hope you're doing well. So, what is your thoughts on this whole Malika Cod, the TV rights of Halloween? I just want to understand again. He co-owns the movies with Miramax, but he owns the TV rights, and now he's shopping them. Miramax is bidding them. A24 is bidding them.
Yep.
I guess that means whoever gets it is going to be a Halloween TV show now,
I
eventually.
mean, I'm gonna say this, like, I like A24 a whole hell of a lot more than you do, but I do not want to see an A24 Halloween series, man. That would be one of the worst things that could ever happen, in my opinion. Can you imagine that? Like, what that would be like?
I guess we'll find out where the Friday the 13th one, because that's, I guess, coming soon.
I don't know. Like, they can do their own thing, but I don't think they should cross over and do franchise stuff because that their whole gimmick is more like just really weird, eccentric, independent stuff, and I don't think that that combines well with all that shit. Yeah, now something like Sleepy Hollow, that's more like something I could see them do something with, not like Halloween or Friday the 13th. Am I a horror fan? Yeah, I'm a bit of a horror fan. Yeah.
Yeah, in case you don't know Garrison, this is the guy that him and a guy named Creepy Kentucky helped create horror talk radio. People don't know this, but they were the first and they were the best. And check out their YouTube channel, Dead Pit Radio. Still you're on YouTube. And what was the first, like 2006, 2005? You guys started that.
2005.
What
Yeah.
prompted the idea of that YouTube channel? Like the actual YouTube channel?
The on the road videos. That was the
Okay.
like one of the very first things that we ever did. And he was like, Wes was just thinking about how he could, basically, if I'm being honest, like he was thinking, like, okay, can we take this and turn it into something that we could sell in like a DVD if we did like a bunch on the roads and like, and it just that idea seemed to catch on for some reason.
Yeah, the Halloween remake, which Sally was taking down, well, it was blocked for a bit because of I guess, the footage.
Yeah,
Just how defeated
yeah,
you guys looked during that. It just this, like, as you put it, you felt like you were punching the gut or punching the face. I forget which one it was.
yeah, yeah. That Halloween review, that's probably the most like emotional I've ever been doing anything like that. Like just coming right out of that movie and doing that because it was like probably 20, 30 minutes later. And we were just so pissed off. And to this day, I mean, I still think that movie is shit.
Cool.
Yeah, you can pick up Into the
Yeah,
Pit right now. Buy it now. Buy it often. Yeah,
maybe
Radhammer.
special
So
edition. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I watched or I tried to watch that movie again like a couple days ago. I don't know why. And that movie opens with that dinner scene where like all hell's breaking loose and like they're cursing like every breath and the dialogue is just some of the most god awful stuff. And I was sitting there watching it thinking, like, how could anybody really get into this? Like it just starts off with just chaos and some of the dumbest dialogue. Just I mean, I defy anybody. Go back and watch the first 10 minutes of that movie and tell me like what is good about that. Like it's so stupid.
Do you think that was Rob Zombie's view of what he thought was realistic? The way people talked,
I
like
get
the
maybe
Jack.
he grew up in a house like that or something. I don't know. I mean, I suppose something like that exists, but it's so over the top that like I don't even think that that really exists. Like, I mean, there's violence in households and there's cursing in households, but like for everything that comes out of every character's mouth to be like just some insult and cursing and something like that for like an entire 20-minute sequence, basically. And just everybody is just completely like the most mean spirited person ever. I just don't think that maybe exists in his head somehow, but I don't think that's realistic.
Yeah, that's one of those things where with those kind of films, I want someone likable, and even when you got to like Laurie Strode, didn't really like her. Didn't really find her, Scout Taylor, Strat R. Compton. I didn't really like her performance. I didn't like her. I get they're trying to do something different with the character. It just wasn't worth the shit to be lit by pay. It just,
No, and I'll tell
and
you
then as
something
people say,
though.
yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, something about that movie that I said I tried to watch the first half. I actually like the first half of that movie more than the second half, where they actually try to like do a remake of the original Halloween. Like when he tries to do that, it's even worse somehow. Like it's just god awful. Like to the point of when he tries to copy John Carpenter's like Halloween, it falls apart even more so. But I just think that he can't write anything. Like if he would just stop writing and focus on like cinematography and directing and things like that, he would be okay. But he cannot write dialogue or exposition or anything like that. He just can't do it.
Well, yeah, and that always also, it was interesting. I forget which video it was where this guy collected a bunch of clips of Rob Zombie interviews. And whether it be the interview where he said remakes, you can't be remaking classics, because it was about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
And he was like mad about it. Like, why would anyone remake that? And then a few years later, he does Halloween. And then this collection of interviews that seemed like he wasn't really a fan of Halloween,
He wasn't.
where he
I'm
just
saying that. Like
yeah.
there's some interview where he basically says that wasn't like one of his favorite films or something like that. And so at that time, at that point in time, like we all thought there's no chance he would do it because he really didn't even like the original. So wrong we were.
Yeah, because for those who see this, and there are interviews where he's complaining about Dr. Loomis, and he seems too drunk for the entire film. He's complaining about Michael Myers driving. He's complaining about, well, how would Michael Myers get the mask in the store? Like, because this is, which I didn't understand. I'm like, it's a store. There's a mask there. It's better than if it looks like it was shoved up someone's ass and put in the ground.
Yeah. Eh,
Yeah, that.
yeah, that
Yeah,
shit. That's not even really a movie, man. I can't even watch that. That's just a bunch of incoherent strung together.
I know. Like, was it CT? I know he said maybe it'll be the film that works. No, what's it?
No. Garrison is asking what the least favorite Rob Zombie movie is. Like, if you're talking, like, for me, it's like the one that I had the most trouble sitting through, and this is not even really I don't know if you can classify this, but it is one of his movies, but it's the Haunted World of El Super Beasto. Like, I had the hardest
Mm.
time getting through that movie just in general. But that being said, that Three from Hell movie about took me out. Like, I just thought that was a piece of shit. If you're talking about like live action movies. I mean, what they did with those characters and stuff, and I just hated that movie.
What I agree. I wasn't a fan of that, but for you, what was it about those characters that they did? Was it,
Number
yeah, what
one,
was it?
number one, and first and foremost, they should have never. I know why they were doing it. I understand, like it was a tribute, but they should have never put Sid Haig in that movie. He looked like he was dying because he really was dying, and like you could tell he was dying, and it was like I don't really need to see that. Like I don't really want to see what's up, Super Batman nerd. I don't really want to see like one of the favorite characters of a series like that go out like that.
Yeah.
And then they turn like, you know, I suppose like Otis is basically the same in that movie, except a lot of the sequences are just they don't work. Like the scene where they're in the warden's house and the clown shows up for no fucking reason and gets killed. You remember this? I'm just like, what is
Yeah.
going on? Like, so you had the sequences from like Devil's Rejects in the hotel room, which that worked and all that, but then like something like that, it just doesn't. It's just goofy and it takes you completely out of the movie.
Wasn't
That's even
something
before
like,
they get to Mexico. That's even before they get to the fucking that whole thing, which is stupid in and of itself.
yeah, was it something with the either the cartel or something like that? I vaguely remember.
Yeah, there was
Vaguely.
I don't remember the main guy's name that was chasing after him or whatever now even, but like yeah, there it was like a cartel that was after him. And the I don't know, it was stupid. I hate that movie.
And hey there, fan by fan, everybody in the chat. I don't know what the worst Rob Zombie film would be for me. I think it keeps going back to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, which, as you know, someone mentioned, he had done an interview recently that he had issues making the first film because of producer, and then he pretty much said that the reason he purposely made Rob Zombie he purposely made the sequel bad to get out of the contract. That's pretty
I've
much
heard
what he.
that. Yeah.
I mean, I could buy it, but it's like, okay, I still have this really shitty movie with white horses and Michael Myers looking like a hobo, and like 20-minute dream sequence at the beginning, and
I think that yeah, I'm probably gonna catch some shit for this, but I'll say it anyway. I think I actually like Halloween 2 now more than I do Halloween, like Rob Zombie's Halloween, because it's so stupid and out there that I almost enjoy it more because you could just tell he didn't give a shit and he was just doing like whatever he wanted to do rather than trying to like make some sort of like studio movie. And it makes me like, I mean, it's a piece of shit. There's no doubt about that, but it's like enjoyably like off the chain, like just stupid. Just yeah.
well, he was successful. Congrats, Rob.
Yep.
I don't know why he did the first one in the first place. I guess just it's a big name title. Maybe this will get me more of the projects I want to do because he had enough money. I guess that's the only way is that he made House of Thousand Corpses. I forget the company that had it originally, and then they dropped it, and then someone else picked it up.
Lionsgate picked it up. I think the first company they had was Universal.
Yeah,
I can't
you're
remember if
right.
that's right, but yeah, I think that's
It
right.
was Universal because I remember there was a teaser. I want to say it was Universal teaser where it's like the graveyard, and then House of Thousand Corpses. So
In between those two, though, there was another studio that picked it up, but they fired him. Like so there was Universal, and then Universal got rid of it, or he moved on. I can't remember which way it was to another company, another studio, and he said something in an interview that that studio didn't like, and they dropped him. And then eventually Lionsgate picked it up, and they're the ones that I think ended up releasing like the DVD and all that shit.
well, you're not alone, Carter. Didn't you feel the same way? There you go.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I get that. It's just when I saw that second one and I'm watching like Michael Myers grunt, yeah, that's the white horse. I'm like, what the fuck is Mister Rogers? Not Mister Roy Rogers' fucking horse Trigger being in this fucking movie. I just it drove. I hate
There
both of
was
them.
that yeah, that whole sequence was just awful.
How's it going, man?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Holy fuck. So I know
I've
another
got
thing people were talking about. Yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
Go
Go
ahead. You
for
go
it.
ahead. You had it already in your head.
No, I was saying like I know like people talking about, oh, Saw X is getting all these good reviews. Saw X is getting all these good reviews, and I don't care. But I know you guys are not seeing that. You don't see The Exorcist. Your thoughts on the Saw X stuff? Anything you've seen, heard?
I haven't liked the Saw movie since like Saw 2. So I have no faith that this movie and you know as well as I do, it don't matter what anybody says. Like if they say it's great or whatever. Like so many people said that, the Scream sequels, both of them, 5 and 6 were great. And so many people were like, "Oh man, fucking wait till you check out X, Y, or Z movie that's like a horror film," and it just turns out to be just utter not. So, I the people who are saying that are not people that are watching films directed towards me and what I like. I've come to find that out. They're probably people in their 20s, 30s that are like, you know, looking at it like from modern horror movie kind of stuff. And to be honest, I don't like many modern horror films, and I think that like a lot of times they're just woke garbage, and that will probably be the case with this too.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
I
true.
could be wrong. It could be the greatest thing that you've ever seen in your life. I highly doubt that, but oh,
Yeah, I haven't seen Oppenheimer. You've seen that, but not just horror. But what do you think of this year of movies in general? It seems like it's
I've
been the worst in a while. I know that's hyperbole, but
I've seen that I can remember off the top of my head right now. I've seen two movies that I really really liked, and they both came out within, or I saw both. I don't know if they came out, but I saw both of them within the span of a week. And I know you hated one of them, but one of them that I really liked was Talk to Me, minus the toe sucking scene. And the second one was Oppenheimer, and I saw them like really close together. But other than that, I would struggle to name any like mainstream movies that I liked. I mean, from this past year.
I know this is a hard question to answer. But why do you think that is?
Mostly for me, it was because almost everything that came out was a franchise movie or a sequel. If you're talking about horror films, and the
Yeah,
only thing they do anymore with those is they make them exactly the same. They've figured out some sort of formula. I'm not sure when they figured it out. Probably around Halloween 2018. If I was guessing, I would say that's the template that like all of these franchise movies are using now. Like they're taking that template and what worked in that movie and in like the Halloween Kills movie and Halloween and probably Halloween Ends to some degree because those movies made money and they're applying that to every like franchise movie that comes out. So like Evil Dead Rise,
Exorcist.
yeah, I'm sure The Exorcist will be the same way. Evil Dead Rise was the way that it was, and the Scream movies were the way that they were, and the fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre had Sally coming back, and you know what I mean? Like it's just the same formula. And now they not only have they done that, but then they've added where every cast has to be multi-diverse for no reason, like whatsoever, and there has to be like all these characters, and they all suck, but it's almost like you have to have this diverse cast, for no other reason than the fact that like that's just what you do now. That's what they've seen done, and like they just do it. I don't know.
So I looked at this. I guess as a guy who did not like Saw X, the writers attempted to make the audience sympathetic because he was scammed some money. So he has to get a tortured kills also because he should have been watching YouTube, those videos where you can't scam you. He should have been watching those. Maybe it would have been ahead of the curve. Yeah, I figured. Oh well, I don't really care. And I know, of course, everyone's been asking me about a different genre, Expendables 4, which made 8 million in its opening weekend of $100 million budget.
Jesus, dude. And I will say real quick to
Yeah,
hold on a second. To Winter Flowers' point here. Uh
yeah.
I haven't seen the Batman, and I probably never will because superhero movies aren't my thing. Black Phone, I enjoyed except for the ending, which I thought was kind of like formulaic and stupid. Bullet Train, I liked. I like that movie a lot, actually. The other ones I haven't
Mhm.
seen. So everything, everywhere, all at once is a piece of shit. Like you can say whatever you want to about all the rest of the movies. That movie sucks ass. Sorry, no disrespect, but that movie sucks ass with your wiener fingers.
I like the
Listen,
movie. God damn it!
I listen. If you can have people with
Foot
wiener
sucking,
fingers, then I can have foot
foot
sucking.
sucking.
If you get the wiener fingers pass, then I get the
You
foot
got it.
sucking pass. No, you're
God
not the
damn
only
it,
person.
Ken!
Movie's ridiculous.
You're supposed to be on my side, Ken. God damn it! Yeah, apparently, Cody. Yeah, I mean, but don't talk to me. I hate everything, so I'm not the one to ask. Uh, so yeah, Bullet Train. Yeah, I liked it as well. I agree. Neil Punch. I thought it was underrated. Uh, Uncle Bill. Do you like Predator 2?
I do. Yeah,
Oh,
I've always liked Predator too. Um, all it was a highly underrated movie from the time that it came out. I know you already talked about Predator 2 8 million times, but yeah, I mean, I think we can all agree that it's still underrated.
yeah, I never really understood the hate for it. I thought that was, even to this day, I'm still confused by it. But yeah, my friend Effrey, he hated that waiter feeder. He hated it too. So,
Yeah. I feel
uh,
like I can't be the only person, yeah, that didn't enjoy that
no,
movie.
you're not. Uh, yeah, a lot of Bullet Train love. Yeah, I got the Blu-ray over here. Fun one from the same guy that directed. Yeah,
I
first
think
John Wick, one of the two
you know
directors.
what Bullet Train reminded me of? It reminded me of back when like Guy Ritchie could actually still make good movies. Like that's kind of what that movie reminded me of. If you mix
Yeah,
that with like Crank, like that would be the movie you would get. Like an old Guy Ritchie movie if you
yeah.
mixed it with Crank, the movie. I mean, not crystal meth, but if you mixed it with the movie Crank, that's what you would get. Uh,
Okay, so Neopun's asking, what's your favorite Tim Burton film?
oh my god. I liked everything he did up to a certain point, man, and then it just kind of fell apart. But I will honestly say that probably for nostalgia's sake, either Ed Wood or Edward Scissorhands.
Good
And
choices.
it's going to be probably one of those two. But then, like, I mean, when he gets to the point where I like Sleepy Hollow, and that might have been like the last film. What did he make after Sleepy Hollow? It might have been the last
Planet
one
of
where I
the
was
Apes.
like, yeah. So Sleepy Hollow was probably the last one where I was like on board with Tim Burton.
Yeah, Sleepy Hollow was 99 and Planet of the Apes was 2001. So there you go.
Yeah. And then after that, you dream of just Johnny Depp acting goofy as hell in movies, basically.
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland, Dark Shadows, etc.
Charlie and the
And
Chocolate
then I forgot
Factory. Ugh,
I forgot he Tim Burton did that Dumbo movie
he
from
did.
Disney. I forgot he did that. Uh Garrison, I like The Fugitive. I would not call it my favorite Harrison Ford film. That is Raiders of the Lost Ark. But I do like The Fugitive. Uh, oh, okay. Brett Meniere's asking, what does Dip Pit have planned for spooky season?
Oh, God.
Well, I know they're doing
I can't. I can't keep up with this shit, man. You probably know more than I do about it.
I know you guys are doing the Exorcist films.
Right.
Yeah.
History of the Exorcist. So basically, like, just kind of like a history of those films. And then let's see, we're doing on Sunday, we're doing the Vinegar Syndrome drop. I know that at noon on Sunday, they're dropping all their new titles, which I have a story about that too, by the way. I was going to tell you as well. It's actually a story with a happy ending, which is few and far between these days. But
Okay.
we're doing the Vinegar Syndrome show Sunday at noon. Then I think the next show after that is the Exorcist show. I think
that's on October 11th at 9 p.m. Central Time. Tell them about the Curse of the Exorcist franchise.
All right. And then after that, who the hell
and then,
knows?
So yeah, October 1st, the Vinegar Syndrome. It says 10:45 a.m. And then October 11th, the Exorcist. And then I guess eventually you guys will be seeing, if it all works out, Exorcist, I'm a Believer, or whatever the fuck it's called.
We are going to see that, yeah. So there'll be an On the Road, which we haven't done one of those in a long time for Exorcist Believer, because I promised we would do that, and we are going to do it. So that comes out, what, the 6th, I think? Next Friday? They had to push it back because of Taylor Swift's movie. I know that. So I think it comes out next Friday. Yeah, because Taylor Swift's kind of a big deal.
I guess. Hi there, Rapper Kirby, and everyone in the chat. Hope you guys are doing well. So what was the story? Yeah, you said a story with a happy ending.
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody that's listened to our show probably knows this, but I'd say a lot of people on here probably don't know this story. So I'll make it brief so as not to bore people. But like, I ordered a bunch of stuff from Vinegar Syndrome at their last sale, which was about a month ago, and ended up like all of that stuff got stolen from my mailbox. And because the post office, what they do is I live on top of a hill. They don't ever bring stuff up on the hill. They put it on top of the fucking mailbox. So anybody driving by can just, because it's right on the side of the road, can just, like, if they see a package up there, just swipe it. It's never happened before, but it did happen this time. So like, I lost about $100 worth of shit that I ordered from Vinegar Syndrome on this sale. Just somebody just stole it and drove away with it. So I was like, okay. I filed a investigative report with the post office, which you can do to have them investigate, like, what, nothing, like, never heard anything about it. Probably never will hear anything about it. And so I was like, all right, let's see. I'll last ditch effort. What I'll do is I'll email Vinegar Syndrome, tell them what happened, and send them a link to the video of me talking about that we did on the show. And just as like a lark, just to see what they would, if they would do anything, or like even maybe just even see if they'd watch the video. So a couple days ago, I got an email from a lady named Evie that works for Vinegar Syndrome, and she was like, "Hey, like, sorry to hear about that and everything that happened. Do you have another address of somebody that, like, you want we could send stuff to, and I'll send you like everything that you bought again. Basically, I'll replace that entire package." And I was like, shit, yeah, like, yeah, here's, like, my mother's address, like, you can send it there because she doesn't have that problem, like, and she already knew what I'd bought and everything because she could see it on there. And so earlier today,
Shit,
I actually got everything I ordered from Vinegar Syndrome. So you tell me another company that would replace your entire order if it was like lost or stolen in the mail, because I don't know of any. I've never had that happen. I've never had that happen, but I've never had anybody even offer to do that. So yeah.
Hey, congrats! I gotta say, I mean, yeah, Carter did Vinegar Syndrome customer service top notch. Yeah, I heard that happen. Stream Factory would never do
No,
that.
Scream Factory would be like, shut the hell up and stop emailing me, son of a bitch. That's what they would do.
Bit props of Vinegar Syndrome. Can't say anything bad about that. So I'm glad you got that. Congrats, man.
No, Severin would never
Very
do
cool.
that. Scream Factory would never do that. I can't even imagine any of the mainstream companies doing that. Like, you know, if you ordered something from Universal, you know what I mean? Like a bigger company or something like that, they wouldn't do that shit either. So I was amazed.
Very
And
cool.
actually thrilled about it too. I don't know if Amazon would do that. I don't know if they would replace like maybe that might be the only company, but I don't even know about that.
Maybe. I mean, they may refund you, but I don't know about actually sending the actual stuff. Maybe refund you. I don't know. But before this disappears, I appreciate Bobby,
Oh yeah.
but I don't know what you mean. The also horror villains, like they got ants in their pants, and how they compare to the sudden or the
Subtle?
what subtle horror villains like Michael.
Oh, I see what he means.
What does he mean?
I think he means the ones that act crazy as compared to the ones that act like kind of
Oh,
like, you know what I mean?
like subtle,
Yeah,
silent. So like Pennywise, the because you guys did the tier list, like Pennywise in the remake of it, where he's
right.
like very frenzy. Uh I would say I prefer. I mean, I like Freddy Krueger, but even he's, especially the older, not too much like that compared to that fucking Pennywise that turned into a CGI baby for some reason because you
Dude,
make fun of him enough, he turns into a baby.
that's one of the worst endings of any horror film I've ever seen in my life. And I remember watching it and just being completely like disgusted, like how stupid it was. But yeah.
But I would say Bobby to answer. I prefer Jason, Freddy. I would say I prefer that because if they get too animated, they can be very either laughable or annoying or both. And like the Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård, that's what it was for me. I didn't find it scary. I found it more annoying and funny when he's trying to do like the cheap boo scares or the jump scares. I just didn't find it that uh, frightening. So I would say I prefer the Jason Michael that in between the two.
Yeah.
And hey Fabio, hope you're doing well, man. What do you say the Dialbot would not send me replacement disc without purchasing the Tau again? Because they didn't bring the replacement disc to Monster Mania. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of these companies.
Jesus Christ.
But now, granted, I'll give you this too. If Vinegar Syndrome looked at my purchase history, it's probably ungodly how much money I've spent on their stuff. And also, I've never like complained about anything before. So they probably were like thinking, yeah, this guy's probably being serious. Like he's not trying to like, you know, get us out of money or anything.
I'm surprised they actually did watch the video too.
I'm
Because you
assuming they
think
did.
just
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, credit to them. Have you guys ever interviewed people with Vinegar Syndrome, or was that
Yeah, we
someone
interviewed
else?
Brad Henderson back in the day when he was over, I think he was over acquisitions or maybe it was special features. I can't remember which one he was over at that time. And we interviewed him. That's been like a couple years ago now. And he moved on to oh god, that newer company that's putting out Rocktober Blood and all that shit. I can't think of what that company is, but anyway, he moved on to another company now. But yeah, we did interview him
Okay.
one time.
Oh, didn't you? You guys said you had a new interview, right? Perhaps coming up.
I thought so,
Yeah.
and then the dude completely ghosted me so far, so he probably watched the show. Um,
Oh,
we
okay.
I was in contact with William Malone, the guy that directed House on Haunted Hill, the remake, and Creature, and um, a couple other things too. But we were going back and forth, and the last email I sent was like, "Hey, would you want to do it?" Like it would have been this week, and I sent that like 2 weeks ago, and he never replied to it. So, granted, he did say that he was busy, like doing the rendering for the Parasomnia Blu-ray, which is the movie that he just did. Like,
Hmm.
so maybe he's doing that, and he just doesn't know. I mean, he's an older guy. Maybe he doesn't check his email that much, or he's just completely decided to not do it. I don't know, but I thought we were going to get that, and I don't know what the
Hmm.
status of it is now.
Okay. So what did you get from Vinegar Syndrome?
Oh yeah.
Or do you want to wait?
This is pretty funny if you think
Sure.
about like um somebody stealing this shit. Just imagine for a second, okay? Like some hillbilly from Eastern Kentucky stealing a box because they think something killer's gonna be in it, and this is what they get. I want you to keep this in mind when you're looking at it. So
So let me
Annie Lee's meat pies. Got that on
need
sale.
that.
Crypt of the Living Dead and the House of the Living Dead Drive-In Collection DVDs. The Dungeon and Death by Invitation Drive-In Collection DVDs. This one I actually was really upset about because this is pretty cool. It's Fabio Frizzi's new autobiography that's signed. Fabio Frizzi is the guy that did all the music for Lucio Fulci's films, the really good ones anyway. Um, and this is his autobiography, and it was signed. So this did cost about $50. Um, and I was kind of upset about this, about losing this, but they sent me that.
Good. Okay.
A Spookies pin from the from the movie Spookies. And two Vinegar Syndrome shirts. Now here's the deal with these. Like they didn't have the same shirts because they were sold out. So they sent me they had to send me different shirts, but they still sent me two shirts, which is what I ordered. And there was this one, which is like the Vinegar Syndrome one, like the VHS style one.
Oh, nice.
And this one, which is the cover of Demon Wind, which is a crazy fucking movie from the 80s, which actually a killer design on a shirt though.
Oh, that is neat.
Yep. And that was it. So
Fabio. The
somebody,
thieves really wanted that pin.
yeah,
Yeah, the thieves really wanted that.
somebody in Eastern
The
Kentucky
fucking.
has got a Spookies pin that they're like, I'm sure they were like, what the hell? Annie Lee's meat pies. They're probably like, this guy's fucking crazy.
If you see someone in Eastern Kentucky wearing one of those shirts, you'll know who did it.
Days, man, I'm gonna see some dude just like walking around with one Vinegar Syndrome shirts on. I'm gonna know.
And Auntie Lee's meat pies, like they probably thought it was a porn. Maybe they did. I don't know.
I love that movie though. Have you ever seen that movie? Okay.
No.
All right. So it's got the stupidest title ever, and that's probably what killed it. But just imagine for a second, like it's a movie about just like three or four of the hottest women that you've ever seen who basically they run this meat pie company with Karen Black, who plays Annie Lee, as like the head over this company. And their whole job is just to like lure in these truck drivers and people and stuff like that so they can make like meat out of them. And they do it like by, trying to seduce them and things like that. And it's got awesome special effects in it for the kill scenes. It's got Pat Morita like doing a horrible like accent, like a Pat Morita's the sheriff in it. It's one of those movies that's like so bad that it's great. Like I'd never expected like that to be any good, but it's great.
So some people are, well, Cody's wondering, so it's like a bit like Blood Diner?
Yeah, it is kind of like Blood Diner in a way. That's a
Okay.
pretty good comparison, yeah.
It's a Joe Bob Birds movie. Maybe. Yeah, seems up
Yeah,
his alley.
somebody said Playboy Playmate Motel Hell. That's another really good description, like, of what it's like.
Now, before you disappear, I've never seen this guy before, so this is interesting. Do you know that the U.S. government experiment on the public by uh, no? I might have heard Jesse Ventura say it, but I don't know about that.
Aphid fan is
Well, I'm already.
that's a
Yeah,
screen
go ahead.
capture from William Friedkin's Bug, and he was like convinced
Oh,
in the movie that he was like being attacked by these aphids and shit, and he had all these conspiracy theories. So that's pretty
I forgot about that movie.
dead
Did you
on.
cover that for Freakin' Month?
Yeah,
When you did?
yeah,
Okay,
one of
I gotta
those.
rewatch
Yeah,
that. I hated that fucking movie. I hated that fucking
it's
movie,
a
man.
movie that I'll never ever watch again, man.
Because I didn't understand. I'll have to watch their videos. Why she got convinced so easily by the guy that she had buds in him. I mean, buds in her to rip him out and stuff. I guess because she was already mentally damaged or psychologically damaged.
Yeah, I think that the really the only point of that movie was just how like dangerous it is, like how somebody can contaminate somebody else with paranoia and thoughts like that. Like if you're already kind of like, you know, damaged and you're looking for looking to somebody for answers, and somebody comes along and they're crazy, and then how easy it is for that to just become part of your mindset. But the movie is so uncomfortable to watch that I'll never watch it again. It's just it's not an enjoyable viewing experience. I'll say that.
Mm.
We don't know about the
And
5G reptile COVID thing.
I haven't seen that one. Thank you, Bobby. What if you're watching? You see the OG motion come up? Oh yeah, I mean, fuck the remake. I mean, yeah. Hey, yeah. That'd be a better movie than the remake was. The OG Road Trip shooting the crap out. I mean, I'll see that. Did you ever see the remake of RoboCop, the PG-13
No, and I
Joel
never will.
Kinnaman?
There's no reason for me to ever see it.
Is that the same with the Total Recall remake that they did with Colin Farrell?
I've never seen that one either, and hopefully I never will.
So never. So
No.
I guess if you're on Dead Piss Patreon, you know what to address next.
God, please don't.
But thank you, Bobby. Yeah, and yes, I would rather see that. Road Car remake. Let me put it this way: the first scene, the first words, the first sound you hear is "I shit you not," because Sam Jackson is getting ready to do his Bill O'Reilly type of show. In order to gear up, you hear him with his mouth going as the first scene in the movie. And for those who think I'm lying, for in the chat, if you've seen the movie, there's also a montage scene where RoboCop is training. Where what was the song called? It was a song with yodeling in it. It was Hocus Pocus by the band Focus.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
that
The
song
one,
was
yeah.
playing, and like, it's not that it's a bad song, but it's not something you expect to hear in that movie. And then a big part of it is yodeling. It's like a weird fit, and yeah, it ain't worth time. Hey, Joseph, Sergio Martino, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, sir,
I'm not familiar with him.
if you want to, you can check out a whole video that we did over on Dead Pit about Sergio Martino when we were doing Uncle Bill's tour of Italy, which was a series about like Italian horror film directors. We did a whole, it's probably about an hour, hour and a half long, like me and about three other guys just talking about Martino's films. Um, in terms of like Giallos, he didn't, I mean, his weren't my favorite Giallos. I'm just gonna be honest with you, but a lot of people love those movies, and I can kind of see why in a couple of them, because they're very like atmosphere and dialogue driven um giallo films, and there was a couple of them that I really liked. I'll say that. So, but there's a whole video about that too if you want to check it out.
So real quick, like, what would you say is the top three best to recommend of this Martino guy?
Oh my god. So let's see, like the most easily accessible, like Martino films.
Well, what are your favorites?
A lot
Your
of his
favorites?
a lot of his stuff is very like um well, it's all what's the word, subtitled, so you also have to read a lot of shit. And so you have to be willing to like pay attention to a movie for a long period of time. Um,
Hmm.
which I don't have a great attention span either. So let me hold on 1 second. Let me look up, because I at this point I've almost forgotten like a lot of his films, and I'll tell you.
So, uh, I know Uncle Bill Crane says, I sadly have not seen Opera yet by Dario Argento. I know I haven't seen it yet. I've heard only good things.
It's got a great
And
soundtrack.
I would,
Yeah.
would you say that's one of Argento's better movies, Opera?
A lot of people say it's his last really good movie.
Okay.
Like his last great film. I don't think it is. I think Sleepless is probably his last great film, but
Okay.
um I will say it's worth watching, yeah. Okay, so yeah, okay. His Martino's like most popular film, and probably the one that's most what would you say, like commercial, is Torso. So if you were going to start with like,
Okay.
if you were going to start a Martino film, it would be Torso, I would say. And then he's got one called All the Colors of the Dark, which is a crazy ass movie that's I you'd really have to kind of be into like his movies to be into that. But the other one that a lot of people like that's a giallo is Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key. He always had the weirdest titles. I mean, they were good titles, but they were kind of crazy. Um,
Okay.
so there's a couple, but yeah.
And a few people asked you about, I guess, a different type of Italian, actually, Sergio Leone. What are your thoughts
Uh,
on him?
I mean, I think that the end sequence of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is probably like one of the best end sequences of all time. One of the best
Yeah.
finales of any film. So that's what I'll say. I like all those.
So, did he ever make a horror movie? Or maybe that wasn't his genre he was
Leon?
interested in. Yeah, Sergio
I
Leone.
I don't
Because I'm
think
trying to
so.
think.
I don't I don't remember ever watching a horror film by him,
Hmm,
but I don't know,
okay.
maybe I'm wrong.
Victor, yeah, we were just talking about some questions being asked. Like Uncle Bill said, he did do a whole series of videos on Italian horror directors, Dario Argento, among many others. Definitely check him out on Dead Pit on the YouTube channel. Yeah, I do like Deep Red. That was my personal favorite Argento film. I did like Phenomena, despite the weirdness of the ending with the monkey and all this shit.
That
Uh,
that you
but
talk about one of the craziest endings of any movie, man. That's gotta be up there. The ending of Phenomena is crazy.
now, someone mentioned this, and I did not see it. That apparently, I don't know if this is true, so I want to double check. Oh, okay. So apparently, there was a teaser of the Toxic Avenger remake
I've
that
seen it.
came
I
out
saw it
today.
today, yeah.
I didn't see it. So what's the verdict?
Here's what I wanna know, and maybe somebody on here knows the answer to this, because I do not. So Peter Dinklage is the star of this movie, and from the looks of that trailer, like, is he just like regular Peter Dinklage as the Toxic Avenger? Because that's what it looked like. What I mean to say by that is like when Melvin got like into the toxic waste, he hulked up basically and became the Toxic
Yeah.
Avenger. But in this, and you only see like a shadow of it, but he didn't look like he was like hulked up. It just looked like regular Peter Dinklage with a mop.
But
Maybe
yeah,
I'm
I see it now. I see what you mean. He looks very short in that shadow. Mini Toxie. What is that the way of being more inclusive? Even little people can be Toxies.
I mean that's my guess. Yeah.
So you're a big trauma guy. What is your thoughts on just the idea of a remake? And like Elijah Wood's in it. I saw the picture. He looked like the Penguin's son. But he looks like the guy in Rocky Horror Picture Show who's like
Riff
ready to see in the
Raff.
time warp.
Yeah.
What is the idea of it? Being a big trauma guy.
I guess it was inevitable. Like it's their only really big franchise title, man. Like trauma, I mean. And I guess it was just inevitable that at some point they would remake that movie. But like I don't understand why they're doing it the way they are. Like I'm really confused. And granted, this is the first trailer that I've seen, and you can't really tell what's going on in it, but it's an odd direction that they're going in. I'll say that.
And I don't know as much for the details. I'm guessing this is for a streaming service.
They said there's
I
no
don't assume they're going.
distribution yet. Like nobody has picked it
Oh,
up or anything yet. I guess they're wanting to do like a movie, but they don't have like anybody to distribute it yet. So they're shopping it around still. Uh,
do you think they're going to try? I'll take the super chat in a minute, Mega Pork Chop. Thank you, man. Do you think they think they want to get the Terrifier 2 theater experience? Maybe their hope.
Uh, maybe. I mean, I kind of figured after Terrifier 2 hit it big that the gore route would be the way that a lot of independent movies would go, and like they would try to release them, limited like that. Maybe that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know what the decision. Yeah, no, he doesn't look hulked up at all. No, definitely no Lou Ferrigno looking guy. That's just strange because I guess you could say, okay, they're doing something different, but at the same time, you're still kind of changing the look of Toxie, and I don't know if that's going to be really for big fans of the franchise, if that's really going to be what they desire. But
I mean, I'll give them
you
this. They
know,
definitely went like a completely different direction. You know, I mean, people would bitch if they tried to do it like straight up, like the same way
true.
anyway. So I mean, they found another route. I don't really understand it, but give them credit for trying something different.
So thank you, man. Question for Uncle Bill: will we ever see a special edition release of Brain Dead, aka Dead Alive, the
Yes,
Peter
you
Jackson film?
yes you will, but only when Peter Jackson wants to do it because he owns the rights to all those movies, and for some reason he has never released any of those on any kind of like special editions other than like bare bones like Blu-ray and DVD. So I don't know why that is. And there was like a rumor going around maybe a year or so ago that because he had mentioned something about it or somebody had mentioned something about it from that company that they were gonna like that people thought they were gonna do at least like a special edition for Dead Alive, but nothing ever materialized. And I don't know. He just sits on those movies. He could do um Bad Taste and Dead Alive and make a fortune, but he just doesn't want to. He just don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, to look it up, back in 2018, he was interviewed and saying, I've done tests on the Forte where we took the 16 millimeter negative, put it through our restoration pipeline. It looks fantastic. Uh, to do a nice little box set the early years. I've always had video diaries being shot. Got about an hour or two of us shooting Bad Taste, 7 or 8 hours of us shooting Meet the Feebles, 50 to 60 hours of us shooting Dead Alive, 70 hours doing Heavenly Creatures. We're doing a remastering and a whole digital 4K thing, and it looks great. We've been trying to do all that in between. I guess he was doing the Beatles stuff at the time, the documentaries and stuff.
Yeah.
That's been put on a shelf for a while, but hopefully within another year or so. This was like 2018, so obviously that passed, and then again in 2021. So long story short, like you says, whenever the fuck he finally decides to
Well,
do it, but
and I feel like it's all, and it's weird that it would be with these movies, but I feel like it's like a George Lucas kind of thing where he's just going to sit and
mm,
dick around with it until he makes like all these changes and stuff, and everything's exactly perfect. And I don't know, rather than just try to put something out.
it's like James Cameron with the True Lies and The Abyss, which I know recently James Cameron came out and said, "Oh yeah, The Abyss is going to come out in a few months," and I'm like, he's full of shit. He's been full of shit for a while,
Yeah,
James Cameron. So I'll buy it when it's on Amazon to buy. I'll put it that way.
I'd love to see any of those movies come out that we just mentioned, but I don't see any of that happening anytime soon, really. So yeah, this was the big
Arrow series.
story.
Yeah,
This was the big
yeah.
story
Go ahead.
today, Rambo. This was so Arrow released a huge
Yeah,
box set of Chucky, of all the Chucky films, like from the first one all the way to like what was the last one? Curse of Chucky or Cult of Chucky? I can't remember which one was the last one.
Colts.
And they're all in 4K except the first one because MGM would not like license the rights to them to do a 4K of the first Child's Play. So you've got a box set where like every film is in 4K except the first one, the most popular one, is in a Blu-ray edition. And I cannot understand that for the life of me why you would put that out, but they did. And I mean, it's kind of goofy looking to be honest. Like the layout of it's kind of goofy looking.
I
Um,
wonder how much. I was trying to look it up. I was just curious, like how much it is, how much they're
it's 100.
charging.
It goes about $110 like right now, which is not
Mm,
that bad if you consider there's like what 7, 8 movies in it, and they're all 4Ks except for the first one.
oh man. Uh, yeah. I'll skip it. I'm good.
Yeah. See, and another issue was that Screen Factory just got done releasing like a ton of those on 4K anyway, and then Arrow turns around and does this giant box set. So everybody's already bought usually the Screen Factory ones, so they're not going to go double dip and spend another $110 on all this. It just didn't make much sense, and the packaging doesn't make much sense.
Mm.
So I don't know.
Are
Uh,
these going to be different from the Scream Factory 4Ks though?
I haven't
I
had a
don't know.
chance. I'm not sure they released anything about like the features or anything yet. Maybe they did, but I haven't. I know there's a new documentary on it. There's a whole disc of special features too, with a new documentary on
Mm.
the series. But other than that, I haven't heard anything else about them.
Nah, I don't know. So I couldn't tell you. So that's what. Okay. I was wondering what the person was meant by Chucky, but okay. Well, thank you, Joseph. Uncle Bill, do you like the director Peter Hyams?
Isn't he the guy that directed Time Cop?
Yes.
Then yeah, I'm gonna say that like I enjoyed Time Cop, and I think he directed The Relic too. So
Yes.
I enjoyed both those movies. So I would say that I'm a pretty big fan. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know how you feel about like Ron Silver's performance in Time Cop. It's a little over the top, a little cocaine driven, it seems like. It's good, but it's like he kind of kicks it up a notch in that movie.
Oh, I love it.
Outland. Outland is a classic. Yeah, with Sean Connery.
Yeah, Peter Hyams, for those who don't know, is in my top 10 favorite directors because his filmography includes. I enjoyed the sequel 2010 with Roy Scheider. Running Scared with Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines is a fun one.
It's a good one, yeah.
Narrow Margin, very good Gene Hackman thriller. Uh, Stay Tuned with John Ritter, very crazy movie.
Oh yeah, I didn't know he directed that, but that was like a staple of my childhood too, because it's just a crazy movie about like he watches TV all the time and like basically finds himself in like all these different like TV shows, like gets transported into them. It was a fun idea for a movie.
Yeah,
And,
like Driving Over Miss Daisy
yeah,
and
yeah.
Dwayne's Underworld with Wayne's Under. Yeah. Other films he did was Time Cop, Sudden Death, the Van Damme hockey movie,
Saw that one in the
and
theater. Yeah.
The Relic. I did love. End of Days. I love. I'm a sucker for End of Days. Anytime you could get the devil and call him pretty much a pussy, you're a fucking choir boy. Come out to me, a choir boy.
He did say that line. Yeah.
So
it's a great line reading he did of that too. You're a choir boy compared to me.
yeah, Time Cop is a fun one. That's a fun movie. That was sort of the beginning of the end, Sally of Van Damme's success because after that, Sudden Death didn't do well, and then Maximum Risk didn't do well, and then ultimately would lead into more of his droid phase, more direct-to-video stuff.
Yep, sadly enough.
But sorry about this, folks. Going on this phone here. And if you ever need to leave, let me know. I don't want to keep you around if you're busy, need to eat, anything in between, Uncle Bill. If you need to ever. So, it's a busy man. Got a lot of shit for October. Still waiting for the Psycho box set. I know CK said that as well as Psycho box set.
Mm-hmm. I just
he hadn't gotten it yet. And who released that?
Arrow. Arrow is killing it here. Okay. I mean, in terms of box sets, yeah. So that one actually has all of the Psycho movies in 4K. So they didn't just like take the first one and be like, yeah, it's only in Blu-ray. So like all of those movies are in 4K and for the first time for some of them.
This is interesting. Favorite cameo in a movie? His is Power Booth at Gruzian when he tells Pacino about golden shower.
That's a hell of a cameo where he's like the yellow bandana. He's asking him about like what do the bandanas mean? And he's like, well, if you got a yellow bandana, that means you like water sports. And yeah, that's Powers Booth.
So favorite cameo. That's interesting. Okay, one that came to mind is Bruce Willis and National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1, where this destroy a shack, but it's the wrong shack.
Yeah.
And Bruce Willis comes out. It's like, it's 2 sand dunes that way. Oh, no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
Just blew up his fucking place, bro.
I tell you, because somebody mentioned this movie. This is a killer cameo too, because it's hilarious and out of place. In Bullet Train, when Channing Tatum shows up, he keeps like trying to like make it like something sexual, like when they talk to. Also, though, my all-time favorite cameo is Hulk Hogan in Gremlins 2, where they stop the projector and he's like, "Listen, Gremlins, dude. People come out here to eat their popcorn," and he just goes on that rant and whatever. Like that one, I marked out for that as a kid. I'm not even gonna lie.
Absolutely. I'm sure there's a few others if I think about some more, but those are definitely some good ones. Yeah, Last Action Hero, that's actually past his 30th anniversary, crazy enough. That had some fun ones. Well, it's funny you say that because I'm more of a fan than you be, but yeah, I think we both can agree Universal Soldier will be the best one. At least we'll agree on that because I think Uncle Bill pisses on Independence Day.
Oh my God, are you serious? You fucking serious? Independence Day. Um,
I like the movie. I like the movie. That makes it. I like it.
There's the first time Will Smith ever like bitch slapped somebody, and it was an alien. It just like knocks him out.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know if I can get behind Independence Day. I can get behind Universal Soldier. I don't know about Independence Day.
Did you ever watch any of the guy's other movies? I know that probably doesn't seem like your cup of tea, but like he did his Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick. He did like the Day After Tomorrow with Dennis Quaid.
Yeah,
like some
I
of those
saw
other
Day After
films.
Tomorrow. I think I may have saw Day After Tomorrow in the theater actually, and
What
actually
was your
watched
thoughts
it.
on that one?
I watched it not too long ago again because Savannah wanted to watch it,
Jake
and
Gyllenhaal, right?
Jake Gyllenhaal was in. I didn't remember that at all, and then his ass showed up, and I was like, "We got to turn this off because I'm not going to sit here and watch fucking Jake Gyllenhaal for an hour and a half." But then I did actually watch Jake Gyllenhaal for an hour and a half, and I mean, the first part of the movie I thought was great, but then when they get into the city and they're like, they're stuck in that like library or whatever, and the whole like end of the
Agreed.
film is like 30 minutes of them being stuck in a fucking library, so it just kind of dies at the end.
100% agree. Absolutely. Got really boring and just dull, slow, and not much happened for some reason. It's like they ran out of money or ran out of something. I don't know.
It was really weird the way it happened too, because it was going like 90 miles an hour, and then it just dead end stopped like at that the last 30 minutes. I don't know.
Thanks, Bobby. I appreciate your super chats, man. Uh, okay, I guess one, send to carnivorous plants. Two, have Braun Strowman slam them. Three, go to the Texas Roadhouse with.
Victor Salva.
Well, I hope me and Uncle Bill will be the Texas Roadhouse.
Oh god.
As for
Oh.
Salva, I'll go with the carnivorous plants. And Cena, sure, slam him, sure. Never liked Cena, but Salva. Yeah, you've told the story where you
Oh god.
he wrote you back because you wrote him.
He
This is
did.
before all the stuff.
Yeah, like people
before
like,
knowing all the stuff.
of course, like Wes fails to mention that part, but we're talking about this was around
Before
2000.
when Jeepers Creepers 1 came out.
Yes, like somewhere around that time period. So like nobody really like the internet wasn't that big around that time, and nobody really knew anything about Victor Salva.
Exactly.
So that came
did.
out. That came out much later. Like when freaking Jeepers Creepers came out, nobody talked about Victor Salva and all that shit. I never heard one person say anything about that. It wasn't until like 10, 15 years down the road that people started like catching on to that. So
No.
Yeah, it's not like I knew and was like riding him, being a fan. Hey, buddy, I like what you do on that movie. No,
but in sincerity, when you had written him, was it just based on Jeepers Creepers, or had you seen any of his previous work?
Yeah, it was just
Nature of the Beast.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever seen anything else that he'd done at that point.
Clown House, the other stuff.
No, I didn't even know Clown House existed. Like anything about the movie.
So you had written him, and then he wrote you back. Like he sent you some stuff too.
He sent. This is no joke. This makes it even worse, though, really, because it's kind of like he's trying to like bait me. Like he sent a Jeepers Creepers figure, like a NECA action figure that he signed. He sent original like steel drawings of the original concepts of the Creeper, and a bunch of those, and like a bunch of like hand drawn stuff from like storyboard stuff from the movie too.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure what to do with that now, but I've got it. It's not, kind of sketchy now that everybody knows,
Right. When did you find out? I mean, not exactly. It's hard, but like, was it after like the second film? Was it between the second and third Jeepers Creepers? Was it just like you just overheard it on the internet or the Clown House thing?
I think that I don't think I found out anything to do with that until like way into the show. And I couldn't tell you exactly when either. Probably like I mean, I'm sure you could go back and listen to the shows, and there's probably some point where somebody talks about it, and that would have been like the first time that I heard about it. So we're talking
Okay.
2007 to 2010. Somewhere in that era is when I found out about all that stuff.
And for those who ask, I to this day I know I've not seen Clown House. Don't know if I ever would, but no, I have not seen the film. So someone was asking, do you think you'll pick up the high tension? Was it Severin or not? Second
It's
Sight.
yeah, I already did. I pre-ordered that
There you
today.
go. There you go.
Pre-ordered it this morning. Yeah, man, like I love those French whatever you call them, slashers, yellow movies that came out around that time period. So you had
Yeah,
that one, you had Inside, you had Martyrs, and you had Frontiers, and I love like all those. Yeah. But I think High Tension might have been my favorite out of all those. So I definitely ordered that.
I've heard of that film.
Dude,
I've heard the concept. Have you seen that film? I haven't.
not in a long time, but I have seen it one time, yeah.
Do you remember your thoughts on it?
I thought it was one of the craziest damn things that I've ever seen. But I mean, a lot of Cronenberg stuff is. So
Just
go ahead, man.
yeah, the concept. I was going to say the
Yeah.
concept is James Spader's in it. Elias Koteas, who was in the 1990 Ninja Turtles film, The Prophecy. People will get in the car crashes because they're aroused by it. And when they get in the car crashes, then they want to have sex.
Yep.
It's a very weird fetish type of concept of these characters and how far will they go to satisfy their I don't know their pleasure. Which I guess is the thing of Cronenberg, pleasure and pain put together.
It's such a weird idea, like to make a movie based on that. But he did.
Original.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, Garrison, I've seen the comment 8 times now. Uncle Bill looks like a young Daniel Stern. I don't see it, but
I was gonna see like how long you like would go, like how many comments that he would put in, but
yeah,
I don't think he's gonna stop.
And hey there, Sloan. Hope you're doing well. Money saving. Hello there. Also, what are you seeing, Clown House? Cool.
God, have you ever seen Clown House, Rambo?
No.
I probably wouldn't either. Like, we watched it to do that Tragedies in Tinseltown show.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I'd ever seen it was for that show. And because you can't really find it anyway. Like, even if you wanted to see it, it's not like available on anything except like you have to download it somehow or another. It's just ridiculously kind of sleazy, and you can kind of tell like he was making a movie for himself, basically, if that makes any sense, with the kid characters in the movie.
Like, well, that I mean, what he told them to do, like how he filmed the camera.
Well, like it basically throughout the entire movie, it's like young kids shirtless and in their underwear. In large portions of the movie, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Jeepers Creepers 2, where he'll have a bunch of guys on a school bus shirtless, sunbathing on top. I went to school. I never one time saw a bunch of classmates, guys, go on top of a school bus in their shirts off, sunbathe.
Nope.
Never seen that happen. So,
The
It makes me
clues
wonder.
were all
Yeah,
there. Even in that movie, the clues were there, but like you'd have to know something about the backstory of that guy to put it together. You know what I mean? Like you're just not gonna pick up on that
yeah,
by watching that movie if you don't know something about it.
exactly. And in the first film, like the creeper was sniffing your underwear. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, well,
yeah.
that's why. Crash was supposed to win the Palme d'Or, but Francis Ford Coppola was so offended by the movie, he absolutely refused to award it.
That's
Oh,
weird.
Coppola's one to talk.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, like, what? Neither one that like bailed out Salva and all that shit.
From what I understand, because Salva was sort of a student to Coppola. I think Coppola helped his company help get Clown House made or released or financed or something. And then Coppola's name is on the Jeepers Creepers stuff. And
Yeah,
there's like a written interview where Coppola said, "Well, it's like make it seem like it's not a big deal, or they were that different in age, or yeah, I fuck Francis Ford Coppola. I'll say that for myself.
yeah. I mean,
But
he really like I. That was another thing that I only found out about when we did the tragedies in Tinseltown thing. I had no idea that Francis Ford Coppola was even involved in that guy with that guy or anything. But after that, that you kind of like you can't really get behind him either.
Victor Selva can still direct, but James was just blacklisted. Well, I don't know if Victor Selva's really directing anything. I can't remember the last thing he directed.
I think
He didn't even do Jeepers.
he's well
Yeah.
enough known now that I don't think he directs anymore.
Wasn't Clownhouse filmed on Francis Ford Coppola's houses? Was it? I
Probably.
don't know the details. So Roman
Polanski,
Polanski did
yeah,
some fucked
Polanski's
up
another
things
one.
too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. But don't even start on the Oscars and what they do, man. Uh, Least favorite A24 movie.
Yes, you're gonna have to answer this question. Trust me. You got to.
Oh my god, least favorite. I don't know. I don't know. Let me think about it.
They've got a lot of shitty movies. I'm not gonna lie.
So since you're gearing up to see the Exorcist film, what do you think will the movie be like? Like, what do you think David Gordon Green is going to do with it? Like, if you had to guess, do you think it's going to be very similar to what he did with Halloween?
I hope so, because one of the funniest things in the world to me would be like if like if he follows the route that he followed with those movies. Here's what that movie would be like. Here's what the Exorcist movie would be like. So you would have some other girl get possessed, and then Reagan would have to strap on like a shotgun and a rifle and like fucking go up against Zuzu, and like somehow or another she's gonna have to enter the body of the possessed girl and then shoot the demon with a shotgun and then set him on fire, and that'll be the way that it ends. Which I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do. I can't imagine that guy doing this movie, to be honest. Like I I really struggle trying to figure out like how this is gonna come out.
No problem, Movie Odyssey TV. Thank you for the kind words, man. Um,
Yeah.
see, okay, Bobby, what's more crazy and dangerous? Um, I think you missed a word. I think you meant Cobra. This question is meant for me. I'll say, uh, Brian Thompson looks crazy in real life, so I'd be more scared of him because he looks pretty crazy in real life. Maybe he's a nice guy, but he does a great job in Cobra, so I'll say him. But I've always enjoyed that film and always been a sucker for it. That's a movie that definitely feels like an eight. I mean, that if there's a movie that exemplifies an '80s movie for me, it's Cobra. From the look to the music to the style, probably the closest, other than ICU, that Stallone got to a horror film, which is too bad, because I would love to see him delve into it more. But it is what it is. Actually, someone one day, I don't know if I have it around, but oh, I didn't show this too much, but someone sent me the knife from Cobra.
Oh, that's awesome.
The series
Yeah,
with
that's
the studs.
yeah.
So I guess they knew I was a fan. So they sent with the studs that right there.
That's pretty badass to get that. Yeah.
So yeah, Brian Thompson was crazy. I want your eyes, Pidge. We are the future.
Keep that there though, man. In case anybody breaks in, you fuck them up. What's that?
I have it right here, ready and willing for anybody who wants to fuck with me. I know you don't play video games. Yeah, I know you still like the Silent Hill game. But since you guys have been fans of Tetris Master, kind of this new development of like these video games being made.
Yeah.
Like you have the Friday the 13th, you have Chainsaw Master. I guess you could say that's only a benefit to get more eyes to it, even though you guys don't really play that stuff. It's like at least seems more positive than the movie, the Netflix movie. So even though, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any problem with those games. Like I had the Friday the 13th game and played it but the only issue I have with those games is pretty quickly after they're released, they stop making content for them. Like they stop, like with what happened with the Evil Dead game, where they basically shut all that down. Now you can't they're not adding any new like content to the Evil Dead game. They just released that not too long ago, from what I remember, maybe like a year or two
ago.
And
they just stopped.
They just stopped. They're like, we're still keeping up, all the old stuff and like whatever, but like there's going to be no new no new downloadable content, characters, anything like that added to it. And that seems to be the bad part about those games. I don't know if they lose licensing pretty quick or what the deal is, but I figure that'll happen with that Texas Chainsaw Massacre game too. But I love the idea of any kind of horror themed game, man. Like if I played games like I used to, I just don't have time now. But if I did, like, I would buy every damn one of them for sure.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of people were into it, so that's too bad. But yeah, I guess it is what it is. Also, Street 5 and 6, me and Dead Pit Radio. They suck. They weren't needed.
Yeah.
They get convoluted in their stories, and the characters are uninteresting. And then you have like Steed Ulrich as the ghost in her mind. He's wearing the same shirt as he was in Stream 1 for some reason. And they CGI the face.
Yeah.
Obviously they're making a lot of money, so that's why they did it, and that's why Stream 7's being made or going to be made soon. I'm just done with Stream. I'll go up to Stream 3. That's it.
Pretty much done with like every franchise movie at this point. Like I don't care about seeing another Halloween movie, Texas Chainsaw movie, Friday the 13th movie, Nightmare on Elm Street movie, Scream movie. I don't care about any of that shit. Like they're never gonna. They always suck ass. People always get excited about them. It's like why? Evil Dead, like why? Don't get excited about any of that shit. And Saw will be the same way. I guarantee it. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people love the new Saw. Be my guest. That's not really my cup of tea. Like I said, Saw 1, maybe Saw 2. I didn't mind. I'm pretty much was done at during Saw 3. I'm like during Saw 3. I'm like I'm kind of done. It's just I know what do you think when people say, well, Friday the 13th films are repetitive, so why do you get mad at Saw for being repetitive? I don't think Friday the 13th is as repetitive as people say. I mean, I get what they mean, but at the same time, it feels like there's still much more variety with compared to Saw. Maybe I'm wrong, but it still seems like there's more variety. Because I don't know if you've seen that argument is, well, how come you like Friday the 13th, but you don't like Saw, or that type of thing.
What was it? Now it cut out for a second. Sorry.
Sorry. No, I ran. I went in a whole 360 of the question, so that's my fault. When people say, why do you complain about Saw, but don't complain about Friday the 13th?
Oh,
Isn't Friday the 13th repetitive, or isn't Friday the 13th the same thing? I don't think it is, though.
see, I have this argument like all the time with Savannah because she never can remember any of the Friday the 13th movies. But to me, like she doesn't know the difference between like any of them. But to me, like they're all completely different. And I can explain to you the differences like from each movie, like on down the line, like what makes each one of them different. But with Saw, I couldn't tell you. Once you get past the second one, I've got no earthly goddamn clue what's going on in any of those movies. None at all. When that detective shows up, that Constance, whatever that guy's name is, Mandalore, whatever his name.
Costas Mandalore.
Yeah, when he shows up, I have no idea what's going on in those movies because they're like CSI episodes, like every one of them, and they just go on forever. So to me, it's completely different.
Nah, I agree. Uh, even if you say, well, it's silly, I could still say 7, that's the telekinetic one. 8, that's the
Yeah.
new,
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can
New
explain them
York
like
one.
that. Like you could easily explain like the difference to somebody like that with the Friday 13th movies.
Like, if you were to tell me, well, what's the difference between Saw 4 and 5, I don't know. They seem like the same
No, I have no
movie.
idea.
So, yeah. But it doesn't matter. I mean, people get pissy no matter what.
I just remember that
Yeah, if you hate, yeah,
one of the funniest things ever, like that we ever saw, was in whatever movie that was where Jigsaw had like the SD card in his in his we used to say it was in his dick hole, but I don't think it was. I think it was in like his stomach or something. And like
oh,
that remember
that's
that? So
really
that way
cool.
they could play another game or whatever because he was dead, but they had to like find a new SD card in his fucking like bowels or something so that they could continue the movie series. I was like, yeah, that's when you jump the shark when you're doing shit like that.
Yeah, Saw just wasn't for me, folks. If I want to watch something similar to that, I'll just go watch The Collector and the Collection, which I have over here, which is same ballpark, but I thought much more interesting and much more better, in my opinion. Told a more interesting story, at least for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference because I haven't seen any Saw movies. Good
Well,
on
good.
you.
Yeah. I feel like you made a right decision somewhere.
So you've been buying a bunch of stuff. You got the Vinegar
Unfortunately.
Syndrome
Yeah.
package there. What are some of the ones you look forward to in the future, whether it be the rest of this year or if anything for next year that you have your eye set on?
Well, there's a couple like, and I don't know when one of them's getting released, but like because it got pushed back. But the Trick or Treat release from Synapse, and when I say Trick or Treat, I mean the one with Ozzy and Gene Simmons. That Trick or Treat, not the Trick or Treat one that has
Yeah.
Sam in it and all that. So that one I thought was coming out around Halloween. Probably not now. It's probably coming like later than that. But that's like one I'm really looking forward to. Of the ones that I've ordered and not got in yet, of course, like I want High Tension. I want to see that again because I've never seen that on any kind of. I don't think I ever owned that on like Blu-ray or anything. So High Tension, the Psycho set I'm looking forward to getting. I got It Follows in, and that was one I was really looking forward to, like because I really enjoyed that movie. Um, what was the other one? There's another one that I ordered here recently too that I really, really have been waiting on. Well, I actually just ordered Ghoulies, the Ghoulies 1 and 2 in Blu-ray, and like I always enjoy those movies. I think they're silly as shit. But they just recently MVD just released those, so I'm looking forward to those too. Oh, I know what it was. The other big one that's coming out in October is the Hellraiser box set that Arrow put out. So they've got the first 4 Hellraiser films in 4K, and they've got like a new cut of Bloodlines, which is like one of my favorites, and um some of the cutout stuff from part 3 too. And actually, I think they may have the surgeon scene from part 2 in there as well. So they basically took all the movies and they added like a ton of features to them and documentaries and things like that. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Very cool. Any host for John Carpenter's Suburban Screams? No.
None at all. No.
Especially if he's really going to do it from his house and not leave it, or is that?
I don't know if that's the one that he's
one?
doing. I don't know if that's the one he's doing
Oh.
from his house, but regardless, if it is or isn't, I still don't have any hope for that.
Nah, I mean, I love John Carpenter, but when you've been out of the game for that long, and for many, there's not many directors where their last couple films are that great. Like even George Romero, Survival of the Dead,
Yeah.
and what was the other one? Diary of the Dead.
Well,
Which
Wes Craven's
director of
last
those?
one was My Soul to Take. So that's a piece of shit. Toby Hooper's last one was Gin, which nobody's even seen, which is an awful like genie movie.
Yeah.
Who else? Like, I mean, Carpenter's last one was probably The Ward, and that was
Yeah.
Amber Heard. So
that's true.
It's not good.
So which director do you think had the worst last movie? Horror director, like the worst last movie, like of the big guys, like compared to what they've done before, and you just see how big of a drop off it was.
I hate to say this because he's probably my favorite out of all of them, but probably Romero. Survival of the Dead might be one of the worst horror films from a guy like that, from a big name director. It's a piece of shit. It's unwatchable to me.
I know. I think was it Michael Felcher? He liked it, or was
Yeah,
defending it
but
or something.
he had to say that because he was a huge Romero mark and he knew him and everything. And I think he actually was on set during a lot of that too. So it's like if you were a part of something like that, you kind of feel like you have to say you like it. I'm not even sure if you really liked it or not. He may have. I can't imagine anybody though really liking that movie.
And when was the last time you saw Survival of the Dead?
Good question. Probably when it came out. I think I may have watched it twice when it first came out. Like one time when it first came out and one time to review it. And that was it. I haven't seen it since then though.
And yeah, I agree, Cody. Dawn of the Dead is one of my all-time favorites. And of course, you see the poster right behind UB right there.
Yeah.
So to ask, George Romero was your favorite. What was it about him that made him your favorite? Like, what his storytelling, his directing style? What was it that made him the number one for you?
Of all those guys that like all the big name directors that like Wes Craven, Hooper, Cronenberg, Argento, anybody you can name. His films seem like they had the most kind of like heart to them, and also like they're the most indie of any of those guys, really. Like and the thing about Romero was too is a lot of times he directed and did the editing, and he was a better editor than he was a director, in my opinion. Um, the way that he edited Dawn of the Dead was insanely good. That's what makes that movie great is the fast pace editing of it and a lot of the action sequences and stuff. and he's always working
Yeah.
with like a shoestring budget. He's never really had any studio success. I mean, Creepshow was probably the height of his studio success, and he never really did anything else close to that after that. Um, I don't know. He was just like the underdog guy that like was kind of a hippie that had like a social consciousness thing in all of his films, and that I always enjoyed, I guess.
And that was the sad thing is that, if I understand, after I want to say, was it the Dark Half? Like there was a couple years they went
Yeah,
to Hollywood thinking he was going to make it big.
yeah.
Yeah, close to making The Mummy. What was like he wrote like I forget how many strips he had written, but it seemed like just a overwhelming amount of strips that just never got made. And
Well, yeah,
I think he
that's
said,
another
yeah,
thing. He was attached to like 50 projects. I mean, he was going to do the Resident Evil, movie at one point. He was going to do um there was Twilight of the Dead at one point he was going to do before he was going to do Land of the Dead. And there was another like big name movie he was supposed to do too that he never did. That he was attached to. I think it was a Stephen King adaptation. Might have been The Stand or it was something like that.
yeah, The Stand, yeah, it was The
Yeah, that
Stand.
he was attached to that he never did. So yeah, he had all these things kind of fall through. And the movies he did in studios, they're not the movies that people, remember. They're like, he did Monkey Shines, he did The Dark Half, he did I think Bruiser might have been connected to a studio actually. And then
Hmm.
um what was the other one? Right around that same period of time. He did one more, but I can't think of what it was. But none of them were really like successful.
Oh, and I wanted to bring this since someone's mentioned it. Your thoughts on, I guess now, Twilight of the Dead's being made
Yeah.
supposedly by Brad Anderson. For those who don't know, he did Session 9 and The Machinist. Do you think that's something that should have been left alone, or should be
Yeah.
left alone?
Yeah. It should never be made. Because I don't know how you can take that and take somebody. I mean, Brad Anderson's great. I love Session 9. I think it's a super underrated movie that nobody ever talks about anymore. Um,
Love it.
but I don't know if you can take a Romero script and make a Romero movie without him. You know what I mean? Like there's something about that that just seems wrong somehow. Maybe he surprises
I
us
was,
though.
yeah. I don't know. Based on his recent track record, I don't know if I trust Brad Anderson either. His last couple
Yeah,
films have been that great, to me at least.
I don't know whatever happened to that guy. I mean, he did that, and didn't he do? Did Brad
He did
Anderson
one
do
called,
the?
yeah,
He did. Did he do the Machinist?
yeah, he did that.
Yeah, I mean, so that those two were classics, and then
He did The Vanishing at 7th Street, the one with Hayden Christensen,
yeah,
where it's like people just started disappearing. And then he did one with, was it Sam Worthington? It was like one of those movies you could tell what the ending was 5 minutes in. It was like this big twist, and it wasn't much of a twist. I forget the name of it, but yeah, I still remember also like in the 70s or 80s, like George Romero was going to do a movie about an apartment eating people called Apartment
I would have
Living.
watched that. I would watch that in a heartbeat.
And someone made like some artwork for it. But it was like called Apartment Living. Is like people came in and then like the apartment would eat them. So that's a fucking Romero like late 70s, early 80s movie, I think. Yeah, well, I know Dead Reckoning is the name of the. I think maybe it was called Dead
It
Reckoning:
was,
Land of the Dead. I
yeah,
know it's the name of the truck in it.
yeah, he's right, or she,
Uh, He.
he. Okay,
Hey, Bobby. His name's not Daddy Bill. It's Uncle Bill.
I like that though.
But
I'll go with Daddy Bill.
have you ever had Texas Roadhouse, Wingstop, or Pizza Hut?
I love Texas Roadhouse. I'm okay with Wingstop, but I prefer probably like B Dubs. And Pizza Hut used to be amazing. I can't eat there anymore. Like I don't know what they've done now, but like Pizza Hut is just not the same. to me.
I agree. They must have changed like the sauce. It felt as like the sauce is different
This
recipe or something. It has
the
to be.
sauce is it's probably like somehow like just some paste or something they liquefy. I don't know, but it tastes horrible. And also like it's always theirs is always greasy and soggy now. Like their pizza is never like
Mm.
it's never made right anymore. Anyway, to me.
Now, if quick like with Texas Roadhouse, what's the do you ever
Eh,
go to? You ever
Well,
go
yeah,
to like what
like
is it?
I'll always me and Wes were talking about this the other day too. So I'll either get the New York strip and I get it medium well, which is like a little bit of pink. I don't like a lot of pink. And baked potato, salad. That's usually what I get. If not that, then I'll just get the sirloin. And if not the sirloin, like Wes gets the damn ribeye with the bone in fucking he gets the bone in ribeye, I think is what he gets all the time. It's like the most expensive thing you can get on the menu. So he's like not even messing around.
Very nice. So was that something you guys I'll tell you when you guys did the show, were there ever times you would just go to some place like that and kind of just converse? Or was that just more later years where it's like now that you guys have more families and stuff to make it sort of this big event? Hey, let's go to Texas Roadhouse or something for
Every
because it's
like
Friday, Saturday or so.
back in the day, every week we went to we ate Chinese and talked about the show. That was our like ritual.
Okay.
So we ate like at a Chinese place down here and just like decided what we were going to do with the show. That went on for years. And then we got burnt out
Oh,
on
wow.
Chinese and we never did that again. We just like we killed ourselves Chinese and just stopped doing it at all. Um and yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time that we just went out like to eat or anything like that. It's been years. Yeah.
Very cool. And hey there, Trevor. Hey there, Chris. Hey there, everyone in between. Uh, I'll be on for about 5, 10 more minutes. Kind of make these, a bit shorter, not overdo it and stuff. But thank you everyone who has come by. Thank you, Uncle Bill, for taking his time of a busy schedule for this.
I'm really not
Uh,
I'm not that busy, man. We will be
I'll
soon
remember
though.
that when I bring up Skinnamarink about 10 more times.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I know we're probably actually going to do that, but I dread that like you have no idea.
I gave like a list of options. I think it was CK that just honed in on the Skinnamarink. He just honed in on it. Because after you guys were nice enough to invite me on Elm Street 4 commentary, afterward, CJ was like, hey, let's do something on your channel.
Yeah,
Something like a bad movie. I'm
that's
like,
as
okay, so
bad
I
as it
did like a
gets.
big list. I did like a big list. I guess it was CJ's like, Skinamarink. I went, oh shit.
Dude,
Okay.
I actually watched a movie. Now I'm going to struggle to remember the name of it, of course, but like about a week ago, some patron requested it, and it was almost as bad as Skinamarink. It was like the found footage version of Skinamarink. And I'm trying to remember what the fuck it was, and I had to sit through it. Outwaters. That's what it's called. There's a review that we did of it that's up too on YouTube. It's called The Outwaters. And
okay.
it is almost as bad as Skinamarink. It's the same type of thing, but it's like instead of it being just, out of nowhere a camera, like there's this group of people that go into the desert and then like they find their footage and basically they descend into hell. But when they bring back the footage, the only thing you can see is through like a flashlight. So for an hour and a half, you can see a portion of the screen about the size of a flashlight and it's just moving around constantly. So if you can imagine watching that for an hour and a half, that's what that movie is like. And I wanted to like just evaporate.
Christ. I guess the last film I saw was two things. One was a fan film, but the other was I'd never seen this before, Giallo. Speedo
Yeah.
Dario Argento, the one with Adrian Brody.
Oh God.
Very forgettable, boring movie.
Yeah, that's an awful movie. Did you know he
I
never
don't think
paid him for that?
yeah, that was what I heard is that the producer never paid Adrian Brody. So I was just, what are your thoughts on that film? I don't think you mentioned that on the Argento when you were talking about his stuff. I don't think when he did the Argento stuff.
No, I never did because I avoided
I don't
watching
blame
it.
you. It's just forgettable shit.
Yeah, and then I
Forgettable.
actually it showed up on Shudder like not too long after we did that series of shows, or that I did that series of shows, and it's awful, man. It's just a really it was everything I was afraid it would be. Just a really forgettable, badly, poorly filmed piece of shit. And yeah, Adrian Brody never got paid for it, which I thought was hilarious because he should get like $30 million for having to do that shit house.
Yeah, exactly. I get paid up front. That's the way to do it. Get paid up front, or that will happen.
Yeah.
So before I head out, just a few. Let's just look at the chat. Sorry, I think about Skin Marine making me tongue tied. I can't believe that got in the theater. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. Let's see. Session 9 is awesome. I agree. Sure. Happy birthday, Eric. Have a good one. Oppenheimer. Uncle Bill has seen Oppenheimer. A lot of people said a lot of good things. So I'll have to check it out sometime. I just didn't want to be sitting in the theater for 3 hours, but I've only heard good things, or mostly good things. I remember watching some of the older Dead Pit vids, like Dead Pit on the Road, and the one where they were roasting on King of the Ring 1995.
Yeah. Yeah. Can kind of remember that too.
Do you think you'll ever do those one again? One of those like old, recently was a Halloween Havoc maybe, or I'm trying to think like the last wrestling you guys did.
Oh God. Yeah, we did that not too long ago. It was maybe like maybe 6, 8 months ago. We did one.
Yeah,
And yeah, we'll do something like that again. Every now and then, like we decide to do one. There just seems to be no rhyme or reason to it, but yeah, I like it.
but hey there, Darmel Spire and the Awesome God. Hope you guys have a good night. Have a good night, Country Shape. Sloan, everybody in between. Yeah, the quack. Yeah, watch Tim Ring. You'd be fucking quacking your way like that goddamn
Right.
asshole and the fucking what was the Donald Duck killer and
Oh, that was the Fulci movie. New York
yeah,
Ripper. Yeah.
yeah.
The Donald Duck
How
killer.
the hell? I don't know why someone thought that was a good idea, but fuck if I know. But yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
guys have a good night. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say thanks to everybody that's been in here, and thanks to Matt for having me on here as usual. And
Thank you.
probably shouldn't have stayed 2 hours, but fuck it. Just,
But yeah, thanks for coming by and taking your time. Uh, oh well, someone actually sent this. I didn't do this on purpose. Someone actually sent this to me a long time ago, and I just put it on, and I'm like, I just realized, oh shit, it's almost October. So
that
yes, the
that one is that the Gutter Garbs one or the that's one of those. It's either
fuck, I can't remember
it's either Cavity
because they
Colors or
sent
Gutter
it to
Garbs.
me.
Could be
Let's
Fright
see.
Racks too. I don't know.
It says here.
It's a cool shirt though, regardless.
No, it just says Osborne.
Oh yeah, that's the guy
But
that
anyway,
designed the. Yeah,
okay. But yeah, I just someone had sent it to me, and it was a nice gift. And again, I just put it on. I didn't realize it was over October. So once again, check out him at Dead Pit Radio. Him and CK. One more time, he's got on October 1st, Vander Syndrome. They'll be talking about that 10:45 a.m. Central Time. On October 11th, they'll be talking about The Exorcist. Are you going through all the films?
yeah, it's going to be kind of like a recap of all the movies and the just the overall Exorcist legacy.
And then soon after, you guys will be seeing, I'm guessing, Exorcist, I'm a Believer.
Can't
Good
wait.
luck with that.
Yeah. I'm super thrilled.
And then after that, they'll be up in there and see what happens. So thank you guys. Thanks once again for coming by, man. Everyone in the chat, have a safe weekend. Be careful out there because it's crazy as shit out there.
It is.
And we will see you guys later.
See you.
Bye-bye for now.